Kristi Noem is a despicable, corrupt, pathological liar. We've seen her slander not just one, but two American citizens, patriotic Americans.
I doubt it.
Who were killed without justification on the streets of Minneapolis. She's deeply unqualified. She never should have been confirmed to begin with. And House Democrats have called for her to be fired immediately.
Wow.
And in the event that she is not terminated, we are prepared to initiate impeachment proceedings against her in the House of Representatives.
Ooh, don't do it. Please don't do it.
Who gives a crap? I don't care.
In this world, there's two kinds of people, my friend. Those with loaded guns and those who dig. Broadcasting from a Montana wilderness fortress at the headwaters of the Missouri, this is Matt Christiansen Live.
Hello and welcome to the show. This is Matt Christiansen Live, a proud duct tape production for Wednesday, January 28th, 2026. Thank you for tuning in. Sitting shotgun tonight is, I guess, like three guys trying to fit in one seat. Batman, Joshy, and Skulldugger all here as part of a format adjustment. I'll explain in a moment. Welcome back to all of you.
Saddle up, partner.
Hey.
Howdy.
What are we doing? Three guys in one seat sounds incredibly gay.
Yeah. That's suitable.
Well,
that's
sounds
exactly
right up my alley.
It's the branding we're going for.
You opened that door.
In the news
Back
for
door.
discussion. All right. I'm already regretting this decision. In the news for discussion tonight, how many of you, by a show of hands, actually don't do that because you will set off the Zoom emoji reactions that will disrupt the whole stream? But does anyone even remotely believe the alleged Ilhan Omar attack from last night? I assume you all had a chance to see it.
I did not, but I don't believe it either way.
Well, if
Not
she
at
said
all.
it, don't believe it. That's
Yeah.
a good, yeah.
My policy with Ilhan Omar is unless it's proven otherwise, it is fraud.
Well, if she said it, it's a scam, and that is proven correct. I have learned my lesson giving her the benefit of the doubt before. Like when I assumed that her citizenship was legitimate. Nope, that was wrong. I should not have assumed that. There's plenty of evidence otherwise. But did you see the material has been identified? Apple cider vinegar was squirted on her by syringe. That was the nature of this attack by a man who loves Trump and is very, very racist.
It wasn't
Checks
by
out.
banana juice and rice juice?
No, but I do have an update with her too, the bananas and rice girl. More information coming out about the Alex Pretti shooting in Minneapolis over the weekend, including, number one, Pretti had a broken rib from an encounter with ICE the week prior, and I guess we're supposed to believe, man, how unlucky he was. He was just attacked by ICE everywhere he went. Did you guys see the video that came out today of him, though, from January 13th is the date on that?
I have not.
No, I haven't.
It's within the last like 6 hours or earlier today. Video came out. We'll get to it after the Ilhan Omar stuff. Alex Pretti filmed by I think it's BBC video on January 13th, attempting to spit on federal agents in Minneapolis and karate kicking the taillight of their vehicle and kicking it off the car and then getting tackled and manhandled. So whatever, like the 5% sympathy I had for this guy, no, this guy was being confrontational and violent, and he had been doing this for weeks. So not that I doubted that he was messing around and found out the consequences of that. But this is pretty conclusive. And still you're seeing headlines out saying things to the effect of Alex Pretti weeks ago was tackled by federal agents. He was at the protest. He was tackled. Why was he tackled? This guy just gets tackled everywhere he goes in the streets of Minneapolis.
So what's worse?
Yeah.
What's worse, spit or apple cider vinegar?
I guess
apple cider vinegar. I don't know about that, but at least you smell like apples, I would say.
Does that stuff smell good? The only stuff I have in my house is
vinegar. Vinegar
white
horrible.
vinegar for cleaning. We have that, but I don't know about apple cider vinegar.
Apple cider well, I guess I'm used to weird smells. I do like the smell of gasoline, by the way, but I think apple cider vinegar does smell good to me. So,
Okay. Well, then you would enjoy attending an Ilhan Omar town hall because that's
Yes.
exactly what it smells like.
And
Meanwhile,
keep
Trump
great company with fruit flies.
Trump removes Border Patrol Chief Gregory Bovino from Minneapolis, replacing him with Tom Homan. Seems like there's a shift in strategy here. Some might even call it a retreat. I don't know, reduction in force. But the Trump strategy in Minneapolis is indeed shifting. Plus, I got some other Minneapolis protest odds and ends. The news just can't get out of Minnesota. There's no way out. So we'll spend our time there tonight.
of course.
We'll take your calls, emails, voicemails as well. If you'd like to call the show live, you can do that through the Discord server linked in the description. There are help and instructions available on the server for you if you'd like to leave a voicemail for the show. The number's in the description. Plus, of course, we'll catch up with your super chats too. We appreciate those of you who support the show. Before we get into it, got to say hello to our friendly listener-owned business for the evening. That is our friends at Kinneo Mountain Woodsmithing. These are high-quality, handmade premium hardwood cutting boards, charcuterie boards, serving trays, and more, all of which are great gift options or the perfect piece to class up your kitchen or anywhere else in your home. Blake at Kinneo Mountain made me a cutting board engraved with my channel logo. It looks amazing. It's been a part of our kitchen for a long time now, has not aged a bit. And in addition to the quality, that's the best part about Kinneo Mountain's products. They are fully customizable, not just in materials, but in engravings too. So if you'd like to personalize a gift like that one, that can be arranged. Or if you have any other custom hardwood project in mind, no matter how big or how small, Kinneo Mountain Woodsmithing can make that a reality for you. Just get in touch at KinneoWood.com. All Kinneo Mountain Woodsmithing products are made in Colorado from premium domestic hardwood sources. Kinneo Mountain Woodsmithing is the absolute highest quality woodworking that will last you forever. Listeners of this show get 10% off all Kinneo Mountain Woodsmithing products and services using promo code MATT10 at checkout. Promo code MATT10, 10% off everything at KinneoWood.com, KinneoWood.com. And don't forget, there's a new scent from our friends at Hero Soap Company as well. No, it is not apple cider vinegar. They should make that one in honor of
Probably make that one.
Ilhan Omar. Man, this smells like an Ilhan town hall. This is great.
They should make bananas and rice as well.
They should. There are a lot of meme opportunities. I would never tell the good men at Hero Soap Company how to run their business.
I've never heard of anybody who does banana and rice together.
Well, I was going to ask you, since you are our cultural correspondent, I've never heard of that either. But
I've eaten them separately, but not together.
Anyway, bourbon plus lime, you'll have to settle for that. It's not apple cider vinegar, but it is bourbon plus lime, a warm and zesty blend of rich and complex notes, aged spirits, and bright citrus. As always, 10% off everything from our friends at Hero Soap Company using promo code MCListener. Find everything you need on Kinneo Mountain Woodsmithing and Hero Soap Company at mattchristiansenmedia.com/deals. Deals by listeners for listeners. All right, as you can tell, we have a little bit of a shift in show format here, corresponding with the shift in the Sunday show format that we talked about on Sunday. So, as I mentioned, Matt Palumbo will be our default Sunday guy with occasional spot duty from others. But what that means is the rest of our shotgun sitter gang is on a Wednesday rotation with some, it won't be the usual one-on-one necessarily. We'll have this kind of panel format. I'm going to try it a little bit. Now, don't worry. I'm not going to go more than we're doing right now, as in me plus 3, because any more than that, and everybody's competing to speak, and it gets messy. But Skulldugger, you and I were talking about, should I jump from 1 to 2 and ease into it? And we thought it was a good idea. Nope, just cannonball into the pool. And we'll see what happens. So if it goes horribly wrong,
I say bring us all on, every one of us.
Every
like the Brady Bunch.
And
the
anybody,
ones that I talk mad shit about.
Anybody out there listening, I have a window on the stream for you. You jump in. But yeah, so we're gonna try to make this a little more group oriented or discussion oriented. Not that the topics are going to change or anything, but I think that multiple personalities will make it a little bit more conversational. And one thing about the shotgun role previously is that a lot of these guys hardly spoke with each other. I was kind of the hub on this wheel, and there's a spoke to everybody, but they don't necessarily interact with each other. And one thing I'd like to cultivate is kind of those relationships between the personalities on the show. And this is one way to do it. And the cool thing about this is all of the shotgun personalities, I think, are kind of came from the community that was, say, the old call-in show or just the chat that exists on this stream in general. And so my vision for what Wednesday can be is maybe sort of a community show plus. Of course, we do like calls, we do emails, we do voicemails. We're still going to do that. But it's, I say community show plus because the old call-in show, not that it was a sit and go show. All right. I want this to be like a little more effort than, say, the call-in show from 2 or 3 years ago. So that's why I say call-in show plus. Hopefully it's a little shinier. But that's kind of the vision for it. And the other question or point of potential confusion that someone raised to me, I think on Sunday, will Frank be back on the first Wednesday each month? Yes, he will, unless Frank decides he wants to leave for some reason. But he's invited here. He will be back. I think he'll be back next week at his usual time. So that will just work its way into this kind of this new
next
format.
Month is February, ain't it? January.
I know, we're already through January.
Goodness gracious.
The other Wednesday update, it's a good problem to have, like I said last week. I really appreciate that people want to participate in the show through voicemails and emails. I had been trying to get to all of them, and I just can't do it. Like if I can get to all of them, or I can have a show that's closer to 2 hours than 3 hours, and I don't want to be pushing 3-hour shows or even exceeding them. So going forward, I'm going to limit those contributions a little bit. So I'm going to aim for 3 live calls, 3 voicemails, 3 emails, or maybe 9 to 10, a combination of 9 to 10 listener contributions. I hope that won't discourage those of you who like to participate in the show, because I really appreciate that. I enjoy that it's interactive and you bring a lot of good thoughts. So if you feel like, oh, I emailed in or I sent a voicemail, he didn't play it, he didn't respond to it, if you stay persistent, you will definitely get in, because I'll kind of keep a tally of who is emailing, who's sending voicemails. And so it's not just to keep the show shorter. I also hope that by taking fewer of them or controlling it a little bit more, we'll be able to respond to some of these emails and voicemails in a little more detail instead of having to hurry through it. Like I felt I did, last week, where there were something like 12 of them and I just got to go full speed, and you don't necessarily get good, thoughtful answers that way. So I hope it's a worthwhile trade-off to be a little more limited, but hopefully a little more thorough with some of the discussion. And by the way, if anybody out there, if you're trying to email me, if you have something for my attention that isn't just a thought exercise for the show, just email me. You can get in touch with me through the contact page on my website. If you're an MC Club member, you can get me on the Discord server. But before we hop into it, did you guys have anything you want to say about the Wednesday format? Not to put you on the spot, but just to close out the discussion.
Oh my God, I'm on the spot.
I would like to point out that just take notice that we do have 4 hot mics currently and no obnoxious breathing sounds.
Come on. Where did I put it? I already have it. Did I not put it in here? I thought I did. Maybe I didn't do as good a job with show prep as I thought. Oh, wait, here it is. Yeah, I put it in there. Hey, man, I have the mystery of Matt Palumbo's mic. I think I've solved it. You just wait. It's going to be pristine very soon. The breathing was the one variable I guess I didn't figure out. Anyway,
let's get in, and together we shall rule the galaxy as Matt and Matt.
Breaking news this afternoon, Joshy. You called it.
I did.
Ladies and gentlemen, we got him.
Or we got her. Another high-profile Minneapolis arrest. This is Bananas and Rice Girl. I'm sure everyone's aware.
To me, being Somali isn't just eating bananas with rice.
Okay. She claimed that she was racially profiled and accosted by ICE agents last week. Today, she was taken into federal custody and charged with assaulting federal agents. Pam Bondi announced this as part of as a group, or her name, Nazra Ahmed, in a group of arrests she made on charges involving assaulting officers in Minneapolis. Now, I didn't. I'm not clear.
Elbow drops.
I don't know what she did, because supposedly there's video of what happened, but I haven't been able to find the video. So I don't know what her physical attack was. She said she just passed ICE agents in a parking lot and or a parking garage in an apartment complex. But there's some kind of fight that exists out there, and I think we all want to see that video. So if anybody out there sees it, please send it my way. But anybody have any bananas and rice thoughts?
I'm not going to say I'm proud, but I'm very, I'll say impressed with Pam Bondi actually doing something this time. Right?
Are you impressed?
I'm trying to think of a word that's a little lesser than impressed, but nothing is coming to mind.
This is all of these things are minimally
I'm relieved
adequate.
to see she's finally doing her job.
Yeah. Sorry.
She's finally doing the bare minimum of what her job requires. So.
Yeah. I mean, I don't get me wrong. I'm glad.
She's running out of material for her Fox News interviews, so she has to do something so that she can go back on and talk about it.
I mean, it is a long list of names there. I don't know. All these people, I guess, are federal agent attackers, but we still got a lot of at least alleged Somali fraudsters in Minneapolis. We still got all of the Epstein files debacle. I mean, I appreciate that the arrests on the church people and the arrests on these people are happening, but I don't want to get too appreciative because it's all minimally adequate. It's like, congratulations on doing the bare minimum of your job.
That's the word I was looking for. Appreciative. I appreciate you finally doing your job.
Well, in other Somali hoaxes, beyond the bananas and rice girl, Ilhan Omar has a new one. And if this isn't fake or staged in some way, the world no longer makes sense to me. Maybe this is the greatest production on Somali TV ever made. You guys ever see the clips from Somali TV there in Minneapolis? They feature Ilhan somewhat regularly, but it looks like it's from the 80s, you know? Sure, very technologically advanced for Mogadishu, I'm sure, but it's not even up to duct tape production standards, I would say.
Oh, man, no,
they have to work with what they can get their hands on from piracy.
Yeah.
So it's 80s TV production equipment, maybe.
Look at me. I am the newscaster now.
Have you ever seen African movies before, Matt?
I didn't know they exist.
Yeah,
what are the best African movies?
I don't know the names of it, but you want to talk about low production from the 80s.
they all look homemade. Like they're terrible.
They're terrible.
What's the one I should start with? What's the best one? You don't have a recommendation?
Not off the top of my Project. Head. But it is entertaining to watch.
You think
I'll have to come up on the list.
Let's get to this amazing African movie. So last night some guy did something. Some guy sprayed something on Ilhan Omar is the plot to this movie. This is the middle of her. She has a town hall. It's the middle of her speech. She says, Kristi Noem needs to be impeached. We're going to go get her. And 55-year-old Anthony, God, his name is Kiasmirchak, something like that. I looked it up. I think that his name is Anthony Sneeze. And he got up and approached her with a syringe, and he squirted at the time an unknown liquid on her. But brave and courageous Ilhan Omar would not be deterred. Against the urging of her advisors, as we'll hear, she returned bravely to the microphone and she continued her speech. Here was the scene.
DHS Secretary Kristi Noem must resign or face impeachment. I don't know.
Oh my God. Oh my God, he sprayed something on her.
I need
oh my God, guys.
to know nothing.
He unzipped his. Okay, no.
Jeez.
No.
He pulled his syringe out.
Whatever it is smells so bad, she needs to go get checked. I don't know.
She needs some milk.
It's not about him, Ilhan. It's not about him. It's about your safety.
We're going to keep talking. Here is the reality that people like this ugly man don't understand.
Got him.
We are Minnesota strong, and we will stay resilient in the face of whatever they might throw at us.
We're not paid actors. It really happened.
This shit's so fake.
She absolutely signals him. There is you can see it.
I got it. I got it in a minute.
She looks at him and she moves her arm. It is absolutely a signal. She makes eye contact with the guy that looks like about to stand up and spray her.
So even before the nod, well, actually, let's get into the nod since you're bringing it up. The red flags here are abundant, but even before, when you see this other angle, or no, this is the angle. This is the C-SPAN angle that we had. But just keep an eye on her eyes here. Does she nod to the man who then gets up and starts spraying her? Again, it'll play in, or maybe it doesn't have slow motion in this clip. But is that right there a nod? Is that little head movement a nod to him?
There's also her left arm. She does a little chicken wing signal thing. She moves her elbow out.
Oh, this right here. This little chicken wing.
That's a signal. Yeah. She's doing it while she's looking right at him.
Well, right there, that nod is hard to ignore. But let's say that is incidental. That was not a signal. It's just the weird way that she moves. She approaches the attacker like a random guy comes up to you and starts attacking you, and she goes toward him and shakes her fist in defiance. She doesn't flee.
Is way bigger.
He is a pretty big dude by the look of it. Yeah. She apparently doesn't have interest in figuring out what the liquid is not going to the hospital, is not going to investigate what this potentially hazardous material is. And I'm actually very surprised. I mean, surely she's a member of Congress. She has a security team. We saw the security team intervene and apprehend the guy. But when you have someone who has just committed an attack on a member of Congress, we're not going to move everybody out of that uncertain situation. We're not going to end the event and remove people for their own safety. We're just going to, hey, everybody, sit down and hear how brave Ilhan Omar is. Okay. Any other red flags you guys caught in there?
Well, I'm just going to say, if this were an actual Muslim attack, it would have been acid.
Well, that's the thing. That was the other thing. You're reading my mind because, like, it's a very Muslim thing to do, to throw liquid on someone in that way. So it's like, who designed this?
There's also if you don't know what the substance is, you don't know what risk it poses to everyone in that room. You don't know what kind of airborne agent might be in that unknown liquid.
But it's just about the bravery. That's it. And we know it's about the bravery. By the way, as I mentioned, it turned out it was apple cider vinegar. They found that out after the fact. This, according to Liz Collin at Alpha News, who says she has a source with knowledge or someone who's familiar with the hazmat team that tells her this. So, but as you guys were saying, it's completely harmless. But if you wanted something that was stinky and sort of acidic, maybe that's what you do. Like something that seems potentially dangerous but is in fact harmless. Maybe that's what you pick. I suppose it makes sense.
I would have gone with elk urine.
No, elk urine?
Elk urine.
Oh, I thought you said elf urine, like Will Ferrell or something. Like Buddy or whatever his name is.
I don't know, man.
Elk urine
whip it out.
stinks forever too. Like you get elk urine on your clothes, and those are officially your hunting clothes for the rest of your life.
I guess
you're not getting out.
I did the one elk hunting trip, didn't get close enough to get peed on by an elk. So next time I'll pay attention.
I don't know. Cat piss smells pretty terrible.
Take your word for it.
Cat piss is bad.
But okay, it's not just enough for her to approach the man and shake her fist while he's getting detained, and for her to proclaim how Minnesota strong everybody in the room is. She also, right after her event, interviews with a CNN reporter. Again, no medical attention, no hospital trip, just straight to CNN to boast about her own bravery.
Representative Omar, are you okay?
You know, I'm gonna go figure if I am, but I feel okay. I feel that it is important for people, whether they are in elected office or not, to allow these people to intimidate us, to make us not fight for our constituents and for the country we love. And as I said, you know, I've survived war, and I'm definitely going to survive intimidation and whatever these people think they can throw at me, because I'm built that way.
Thank you.
Wow. What fucking war did you fight? The war in your pants with your brother?
No, the Battle of Mogadishu. Don't you know? She's the one who shot down the Blackhawks with the RPG.
She survived war by being a Nepo baby, effectively. So,
by the way,
she survived war by leaving. She survived war by leaving the country.
She went to Kenya.
That's true.
Yeah. But do you guys know? I know that it supposedly her family was on the side of the evil guy in Somalia. She wasn't on
her father was one of that dictator's generals.
Yeah, she was on the bad team.
There was a good team.
Well, fair point. But I mean, like the guy we were trying to stop who was stealing all the food, right? Her family was on that guy's team, if I'm not mistaken.
That's true. So there's no, it's no wonder she came here and continued being a fucking commie.
Oh, so she was on a red team. Okay.
Well, let's learn a little bit more about the attacker here, because if you believe the reporting. He's a Trump supporter. Oh, he loved Trump. Again, Anthony Kazmierczak, whatever. He's a felon. He was convicted of auto theft in 1989. Also arrested multiple times for DUI and other traffic citations. He also has had significant financial problems, according to bankruptcy records. And for this supposed attack, he was arrested and charged with third-degree assault. Now, based on this AP reporting here, we're all supposed to believe that he was just a devoted Trump fan. He had so many social media posts hating Biden, referring to Democrats as angry liars. In one comment, he wrote that Trump wants the U.S. stronger and more prosperous and to stop other countries from stealing from us. He also said that descendants of slaves should pay restitution to Union soldier families for dying for them and not sending them back to Africa.
Jeez. Based.
All these posts started exactly 2 weeks ago.
I think
when the account was created, yeah.
I think if you look at the history, it dates back to like August. He was making these things. He also changed his Facebook profile pic to a photo of Trump and Erica Kirk. However, that looks to be an incomplete picture of his social media presence, or at least people he's connected to. My family, as in his daughters. I believe these are accurate. I don't think these are incorrect or the wrong guy. Fuck? It looks like he has two very pronoun-friendly daughters. Okay.
Those are daughters?
That's a daughter.
Those are daughters, is what my sources say.
Why is her face so long?
Is she like a tranny? Or
I don't know. I don't even know what I'm looking at, but I read that they're daughters.
I mean, she's got the bull dyke ring, but
they're about to drive a Honda Pilot into an ICE agent at any moment. They're getting ready.
Or just drive an SUV full of kids off a cliff.
One of the two.
Thank God.
I don't know if they have any children in their custody or not.
Some combination thereof. Those things aren't mutually exclusive, actually.
The one daughter with the red hair, the one who looks more plausibly female, in her, it's hard to see there, but she says she uses she, they pronouns, and she's queer, according to her Instagram profile.
So there. SUV and Cliff, got it.
Yeah.
Literally unfuckable.
He also was formerly married. His ex-wife is Patrice Kazmierczak. They divorced he has 2 divorces on his record. I'm not sure if he divorced this woman in 2017 or 2009 because there are 2. But we do know that this woman is some kind of Democrat activist. She appears to be a big fan of Ilhan Omar herself and AOC. And I've seen photos of this guy. I don't have them handy, but there are apparently photos of this guy with Ilhan Omar himself. Now, anybody can appear in a photo with anybody. It's not like that means you're best friends. You might hate each other. But it is odd that there are apparently photos of the two together. Given this guy's troubles and criminal record, or with his criminal record and his financial problems, I would not be at all surprised to learn that he was paid to do this action just to take some sort of low-level charge. Like, he needs money. He's got all kinds of financial problems. Yeah, we're going to bring some small financial criminal charge against you just to make this thing appear legit. But who gives a shit? You're already a felon. So what is some low-level misdemeanor or assault thing? Who cares? And we're going to pay you a bunch of money and relieve you of some of your financial problems. I absolutely could see a deal like that in the works for what we just watched. But
it would have been real funny, but also,
huh? Yeah, they do worse every day. I mean, the Somali fraud shit is likely much more costly to the taxpayer than this single guy is going to be.
Well, yeah, I assume, I don't know. Who knows who paid the bill too? Was it the taxpayer? Was it the Ilhan Omar campaign fund where they just pay each other through the consultation of her husband? That sort of stuff. Who knows?
Yeah. Yeah. You paid for it.
You said this guy was a felon, right? Already?
From some sort of auto theft in '89. Yeah.
It would have been real funny had he agreed to it, but then it totally backfired on Ilhan and he actually attacked her. He said, "I'm already a felon, so fuck my life."
Yeah. Well, Trump
she goes up and starts shaking her fist at him, and she just gets a absolute knuckle sandwich. That would have been very funny.
You think you would have learned that lesson in Mogadishu, but apparently not. So Trump was asked about this incident last night as it was breaking. He said, well, I haven't seen the video. I don't really have any information, but I'm telling you, it's probably fake.
President Trump, who has often publicly attacked Omar, telling ABC News overnight that he hadn't seen video of the incident, adding she probably had herself sprayed, knowing her.
Bingo.
Not far from the truth.
For any criticism I have of Trump, and I have as much as the next guy, his instincts are often very good, and that's one such example. You know, one crazy thing about the way this is being reacted to and understood and processed, when you think about progressives in the left and how we exist in these parallel worlds where they see things in the complete opposite way than I guess we do if we're on some sort of team, or I would just say like reasonable people. I can't believe I'm scrolling through because I like monitoring left-wing social media just to see what they're saying. The amount of people, this will be kind of maybe hard for you guys to read, but the amount of people, this is from U.S. Democratic Socialists on Facebook. I knew Ilhan Omar's attack was staged the moment they lowered the flag behind her. Her team rushed to get photographers in place and captured her pumping her fist, yelling "fight!" And they started selling photos on T-shirts, flags, and truck stickers. I get it because the Trump assassination attempt was fake. Surely Ilhan Omar tells the truth. We can count on that. But the shooting, which, by the way, I'm not taking Trump's word for it. Okay, I watched it, number one, when it was live. And number two, a guy died. Like, was Corey Comparator? Did he fake die? Is his family in on it? To believe that the whole thing was a setup, you have to believe he fake died, or Trump was in on it with Thomas Crooks to barely miss, and he didn't care that one of his supporters would be killed as a potential consequence. These parallel worlds where Ilhan Omar is believable and things you see with your own eyes are fake. I don't know. How are we supposed to share a country? I don't get it.
Also, anybody who feels that the Trump assassination was staged and that he, hired the kid to do that to him has no idea how guns work.
As in how or why?
Well, has no idea. Okay. Do you know anybody you would trust to take a shot that close to your head?
No.
Like, hey man, why don't you set up like 150 yards down range and shoot like an inch off my skull?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a dangerous game for sure.
Yeah, it is a very dangerous game.
I've heard professional, people who deal with firearms professionally say that shot hitting the head at that distance is not that difficult of a shot. Pretty much anybody who's got basic marksman training can hit the head at that distance. Hitting the ear specifically and getting a non-lethal shot off specifically is virtually impossible. Yeah, there's no way that was staged.
It's not like Trump stood up there and went nudge, nudge, wink, wink, nod, nod,
and just stuck his ear out there.
Very Ilhan Omar style.
Made eye contact with him and moved his left arm out a little bit. That's the signal.
Let's get into more updates on the Minneapolis shooting. So this on Saturday, of course, Alex Pretti. And we went through this on Sunday, discussed at length on Sunday the theory that the shooting may have been caused by an accidental or negligent discharge from Pretti's Sig Sauer P320 handgun. And
oh my God, that's amazing.
Oh, you haven't seen this? Oh man, I'm telling you. Yeah. Well, I'm not going to go through all of it, but I'm telling you, Batman, this is what happened. About the massive problems with Sig's gun, apparently.
Yeah.
So if you watch the video, it really looks like, and I'm not going to go through it all again, but we did it on Sunday. I think my theory of the case, and it's not conclusive, but I think the people who have assembled the evidence, it's pretty compelling. They are disarming Pretti because he had been obstructing whatever's going on there. And as they're disarming him, he's got this P320. That's confirmed. We know what handgun he had. And it really looks like, based on a few pieces of video, that it could have been the P320 that discharged first when they're disarming him, maybe because of agent mishandling, maybe because it's a P320. And the discharge of his gun, not by his intent, but by some sort of accident or faulty design, caused the other agents to believe they were being shot, and so they unloaded on him. And
what you're telling me is memes got Trump elected in 2016, and now memes have actually killed a leftoid?
Potentially, yeah. Half the country blames Alex Pretti, half the country blames the feds, and there's Sig Sauer doing the monkey puppet meme, realizing that they're the ones who are really behind it. Now, I even if it like the SIG gun malfunction, I still mostly blame Pretti for putting himself in that situation and getting physical with the agents. Yeah. But we might have a SIG problem on our hands here, but to that point, Batman, it's not just internet theorizing now, and it's not just the people putting together the clips on X. DHS is officially investigating this theory of the case that it was a faulty P320 discharge. You have sources speaking with the New York Post here, and these are anonymous sources with knowledge, so take it with a grain of salt. But according to this source, talking to the New York Post, it was 100% an accidental discharge by the agent that relieved that person of their weapon. So the guy who disarmed him, there's an accidental discharge at the time of disarming him. Because everyone's guns were out, they were thinking that there's a shooting, and that's why they shot him.
So, I mean, this is absolutely discoverable, and if that's what happens, then they already know. There's not a chance in hell that the agent who was handling that gun would not know that the gun went off in his hand.
There's you got to be able to find the casing of that, all that. It should be pretty clear by now, you would think.
Yeah. I mean, that guy knows whether or not that gun went off. So.
He would feel it. He would hear it. Yeah. Okay, so that's one piece of the updates. Then earlier this week, CNN reported that the shooting on Saturday was not, in fact, Pretti's first physical encounter with federal immigration agents. He actually had a broken rib at the time on Saturday from apparently getting tackled by agents a week prior. Here is CNN's report.
In this earlier incident, he stopped his car after observing ICE agents chasing what he described as a family on foot and began shouting and blowing his whistle. Pretti later told one of these sources that 5 agents tackled him and 1 leaned on his back, appearing to leave him with a broken rib. According to this source, and I'm quoting here, that source said, quote, "That day he thought he was going to die." Now, Pretti was later given medication that is consistent with treating a broken rib, according to records reviewed by CNN. Sources also say that he was known to federal law enforcement, though it's unclear whether it was this incident or another, with federal agents that they knew of him.
Okay, so he thought he was going to die. Then he went back for more.
Yeah.
Then he died.
Looks like you got your wish, buddy.
Well, I mean, at that point, it means you're trying to die. Like,
I guess.
If you thought you were going to die the first time and you decide to get yourself a second scoop of that particular punishment, it means that you wanted the worst outcome.
Well,
insert the title card to Death Wish here.
Yeah.
And
he raised his hand. Look at that.
Did it do it again? Did it do
Yeah,
that crap
it did.
again?
Oh, God, it
How
did.
did we I was serious when I said no gestures. Look at that. Okay, let me see if I can fix it.
I can do it.
Yeah, you got to
Sorry about
okay.
that.
It's because, if you raise your hand, it like changes the whole orientation of the way people are laid out. Anyway, but that derangement too, it's not just that you're willing to die. You're willing to die for what? To protect foreign child molesters from being arrested?
Yeah,
Great.
No, go ahead.
This is why it's so important to get married and have children and all that. You don't have time to go protect foreign child molesters and then narrowly escape death on their behalf and think, wow, I almost died. Better go even harder next time to die on their behalf. And he did. Okay.
This is something that me and my coworker were talking about earlier today. The fact that I think when ICE or Border Patrol explained what these type of people are, I was telling us that, look, they're talking to a bunch of people who are baby killers, who will want you dead or whatever. Saying that they're protecting a child molester is not going to faze them. They're already far too gone.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, a child molester is secondary to the political allegiances that are preferred, it would seem.
Yeah. I mean, calling this ideology a mental illness, I mean, it used to kind of be just a jab that we threw out there.
Yeah.
It was kind of a joke back then, but my God.
I don't even think it's I don't even think it's a mental illness. At this point, it's their own religion.
That too, yeah.
It's a psychotic death cult.
Yes.
Speaking of, we have that Pretti footage I was talking about at the top of the show. So it's not just that he broke a rib from getting tackled by agents from some sort of physical altercation last week. There's also this footage through the BBC that came out earlier today. Again, this happened on January 13th, so a couple weeks ago. Here is Alex Pretti in the same outfit. There is no doubt about who this guy is. He's wearing the same outfit, and he's spitting on ICE agents, or trying to, and then he's kicking the taillight out of an ICE or a federal agent vehicle. So here's the video.
This is a moment the news movement filmed on January 13th in Minneapolis, showing a man who appears to be Alex Pretti interacting with federal immigration agents 11 days before Border Patrol shot and killed him. Our footage was analyzed by the BBC, whose facial recognition technology confirmed his identity to a 97% degree of accuracy.
Who gives a crap? I don't care.
He was just interacting, like you wave, hi, I'm just interacting with my neighbors in town. Yeah. Whoops, I karate kicked a taillight.
I mean, it was mostly peaceful. I mean, for most of the day, he wasn't kicking taillights out.
Look at the other tail. Let's get the clip here. Let's see if I can see. Hold on. Where's the taillight kick? It's right here. Okay, this is the frame I'm looking for. Correct. Look at the left taillight. Okay, it's perfectly intact. This is, if not mostly peaceful, this is at least a half peaceful, half pieced out car right there.
Yeah.
He didn't.
It's mostly peaceful. I mean, the only damaged part was the taillight.
Yeah.
And if you look at it,
it's just property damage, so it's not really even an offense.
But look at it this way. It's also kind of symbolic of how he kicked it, right? He kicked the right tailgate out, right? That's his symbol. That kind of symbolizes his hatred for the right.
You think he chose it deliberately? Huh?
He chose it deliberately.
The other thing about this, I clipped the full report. You can watch the full thing. It's like 3 minutes long. They mentioned in there when he was doing this, he was also armed. So I know there's a lot of gun rights concerns in this case, and I share them. All right, I agree. The commentary that Kash Patel had and that Trump has had about you can't carry a gun to a protest. If we have time, we'll get into it. I agree with all of the Second Amendment concerns about that. However, if you are carrying a gun, permitted legally, however, and you start committing crimes like this, whatever the law has to say about that, which is generally not friendly, you are inviting it. When you are committing crimes like this while armed, you are engaging in about the most dangerous behavior possible. But to your points on apparently trying to die, I guess he was. So whatever sympathy I had for Alex Pretti about maybe guy who wanted to just protest and got in too deep and it accelerated or escalated really quickly because of an accidental SIG discharge, that 5-10% sympathy I had maybe on Sunday, it's zero after watching this sort of stuff. Like, I know who you are. I know what your intent is. You wanted to do this for weeks and you got exactly what you want. So congratulations.
So
this was a guy where you can feel bad for this guy in the fact that he lost his life in kind of a tragic way. Yes, he was inviting it, but ultimately another way that you can think of it is this is a guy whose personality was organized in such a way where this was inevitable. Like, he was always going to piss off the wrong person.
By the way,
it was just a matter of time.
Batman, do you know his job?
He was a nurse.
ICU nurse. Okay. ICU nurse.
Gay.
What do you? Fuck that.
So,
then the
that job's for women.
Sorry, before we go on, Skulldugger, did you have an announcement from producer Tim? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, he had a real banger of a joke that I just got to get in here.
Oh, it's just a Tim joke.
Yes, no, it's a good
better
one,
be
though.
Good.
So he says Thomas Crooks was just interacting with Trump in Butler, Pennsylvania.
Well, yeah.
I don't think so, Tim.
Interacting with.
Just interacting. He just had an interaction with Trump and the
guy behind him.
Yeah. So moving on to other stories in Minneapolis here, or what's going on with the general philosophy of law enforcement after these 2 shootings now. Trump appears to be obviously unhappy with the event. Who would be? Nobody wants this to happen, but it's a question of who's accountable for it, who's responsible for it. Perhaps he's worried about the political implications of it, but he's now shifting command in Minneapolis. Gregory Bovino, the Border Patrol chief, who was running the Minneapolis operations, and recall Border Patrol was only in Minneapolis to assist ICE because of these sorts of attacks. Usually this would not be Border Patrol jurisdiction. But on Monday, Trump relieved Bovino of Minneapolis command. Now, border czar Tom Homan is running the operation. And Homan this week has met with both Governor Tim Walz and Mayor Jacob Frey. So Trump now says he is working to de-escalate a little bit.
Boo!
There's now talk of a reduction of force in Minneapolis. Trump is rejecting calling this a pullback. He says it's just a little bit of a change. Now, my opinion on this, if it is what it appears to be, which is maybe trying to be nicer with Tim Walz and Jacob Frey and maybe reduce the force in Minneapolis, I hope that's not what we're watching, some sort of surrender or retreat. Maybe we can, I hope he's trying to persuade those people more to his side. But if this is a reduction in force, if this is trying to be nice to these people, the opposite is needed. Insurrection Act. The Insurrection Act needs to be invoked against these clowns. This is exactly why the Insurrection Act exists, is to protect valid federal law enforcement. You put guys with rifles and form a perimeter around every one of these immigration enforcement sites, these operation sites, you're going to see it change really, really quick. You have to signal strength here, not weakness, because number one, this is valid federal jurisdiction. There's nothing questionable about that constitutionally. The obstruction of it will not be tolerated. But if you go the other way, if you make concessions to these people, it signals that violent resistance works, that rioting, that throwing a fit or a tantrum, that will allow you to opt out of valid federal law. It will encourage activists in other states to do it, and they will. They will be emboldened, not discouraged. You have to crush them. You cannot appease them. And I don't want to go too far. Like, I'm not trying to dump on Trump here. I don't know exactly what his strategy is here, so I'm not trying to just act like this is an automatic surrender. Maybe he's got some trick up his sleeve. But if you don't handle this correctly, you're going to signal that if you just riot enough, you too can avoid federal immigration law or any valid law. And if anybody can just say, I don't really want to do federal immigration law, well, you've got holes in your country to the point you might not have a country anymore.
I doubt that this is just Trump backing down. There has to be something going on behind the scenes, because it's not Trump's personality to, just go, oh, well, I didn't get my way. I guess I'll give up now. Right. He's not oriented that way.
Well,
I'm wondering if it's more like Tom Homan showed up there and said, "Hey, Tim Walz, we're going to burn your fucking house down unless you cooperate." And then Trump said, "All right, now we can back off a little bit."
Yeah, I don't see sending Homan in as backing down. Like, Homan is not exactly light on this issue. Like, it's the only thing he does. His entire life right now.
It's the only thing he's been doing for decades. Yeah.
The only thing in his life at the moment is clearing up this illegal immigration thing. So it almost is like they're sending in the big guns, because these people aren't. I mean, the operations in Minneapolis specifically have not really gone clean. They haven't been well executed. And so this could be, bringing in Tom Homan to right the ship.
There's a pun there about good executed, but I'm not going to take it.
Well, I think ICE right now in Minneapolis is doing pretty good.
Right. Yeah.
Boo.
No, I have
he got a rim shot
killer
for
joke.
That one.
That was a killer joke.
Oh, here it is.
Pretty good.
Yeah, I knew I had it.
I wish I made that up.
No, we went through that one on Sunday.
You stole that one? That's my job, dude.
Isn't it weird that their names are pretty good? But Okay, before we move on, I'll be a little bit tight on time to get through. Oh, do you have a thought? Go ahead.
I did have a thought. I'm kind of with you. If he says de-escalate, now I know Homan is one of the big dogs there, so I didn't really see it as a tactical retreat or something like that. But I'm also kind of wondering how come you haven't enabled the Insurrection Act yet? Why aren't you crushing people's skulls? Why aren't you beating them to a pulp? This state needs to be brought to submission, and you don't do that by de-escalating.
I hope that's the route he's going.
I mean, I can see why you'd want to delay actually instituting the Insurrection Act until absolutely necessary, because it's one of those things that once you do that, there's no going back.
When if not trigger. Now, when is it necessary though? Like what else could happen?
I get it. You have open rebellion in the streets. So
yeah, you either
acquiesce to you either say that your rebellion is valid and you basically validate the point that the rioters are making, or you bring them to heel. Like those are your two options.
Yeah, I don't see how things could really get worse other than like they now have. I mean, we know the level of their coordination and their dispatch and their operations and how sophisticated their resistance is. The only thing they could do now beyond what they're already doing is like bombings or like squad-based combat. Like they bring out their own rifles and they start doing more military tactics. That's about it. Like how much further can they go? They don't have a lot of things they could deploy that they haven't already outright, except for like outright guerrilla warfare stuff, which I wouldn't want to wait for that.
It's going to happen sooner rather than later if they actually do end up backing down.
Well,
the thing about the Insurrection Act, just to hit this really quickly, is you will be giving the left all of the ammunition they will need to campaign for the midterms. You are sacrificed. If you take this, I understand that, but if you take this step, then you are the dictator they call you. And
no.
I think the midterms are already
in their mind.
In their mind. That's what I'm saying. Is their campaign. Their campaign. You are giving them all the They don't have to do anything to campaign. All they have to do is just keep pointing out that the Insurrection Act was just a way for Trump to get around the actual normal workings of the government and him being a dictator and like all this stuff. And I think the Republicans are already cooked for the midterms. But
then all the more reason to do it, because the choice here is do it. The choice is further enrage the people who already hate you and would never in a million years vote for you anyway, or back off probably your number one campaign promise and the reason you were elected and piss off the people who put you there. And it's not just electoral politics. It's about the principle of there is a necessity to remove these people. And I know you're trying to, I know we're doing a thought exercise here. We're not like, I know you're not, I know we're not necessarily opponents on this, but I would not agree with that political calculation at all.
But you can't admit in January that you're already done for the campaign for November. Like you have to still be able to fundraise. You have to still be able to get out there and do your normal political operations. If you're admitting in January that you already know that the midterms are lost,
I just don't know that the Insurrection Act is as big of a political liability as you're making it sound. I don't know that it is waving.
Everything's a political liability right now
to those people. But who gives a shit what they want? That's the whole point. Like they lost, and they should be treated like they lost.
Yes. I wonder if maybe keeping the Insurrection Act on the back foot while trying to negotiate through other means is sort of like what he did in Venezuela, in that he left a whole bunch of targets standing so that there was more shit he could blow up later.
Okay.
I don't know. So just a thought.
No,
but that's the thing is. Sorry, go ahead, Joshy.
No, I'm just they already hate us. They already want us dead. Who cares if we give them more ammunition or not? Just fucking do it, man. Because at this point, if you keep waiting around, they're just gonna keep kicking our teeth in. They already killed 2 people, we know.
As a skeptic of the action in Venezuela, though it seems to have gone remarkably well, and I will acknowledge that, the value of it was signaling to the rest of the global thugs, hey, mess around and you too could be swept away in the middle of the night. In Minneapolis, it's the like Renee Good was the Maduro. Like, hey, don't drive cars at us because we might shoot you in the face. And you got more deranged people. No, please, me. I'd like to be shot next. I can't wait. So these, I guess I'm forever impressed how crazy and deranged these people actually are.
Well, the difference between those of Venezuela is,
they make Maduro look positively. Reasonable by comparison.
Put Maduro in to run it.
But the difference between the Venezuelans who are there, like the thugs and everything, and the people here is that the people in Venezuela don't have main character syndrome.
Yeah, maybe that's been beaten out of them. Reality has hit them pretty hard, I would think.
Yes.
But they think they have main character syndrome, but ultimately reality has dictated that they only wind up on the extras list as baloney miss number 9.
I want to we got a few minutes before the top of the hour here. We won't get to everything that I wanted to get to, but I did want to address this talking point because there's a lot of supposed hypocrisy exposing for both sides. You guys on the left said this about, insert other shooting, but you don't say it about this, and they do it back too. You guys said this when a similar shooting happened, but now you're not saying it, in this case with Alex Pretti. This hot take from the left that I can't believe they're serious when they say, but then again, when have they ever understood properly the Kyle Rittenhouse situation?
Exactly.
This is Jessica Tarlov on Fox News, I guess trying to dunk on conservatives or people who are critical of Alex Pretti and his behavior. In fairness to her, this was before the latest video we saw of him kicking that taillight. But here is Jessica Tarlov saying that we're all a bunch of hypocrites because we defended Kyle Rittenhouse, but we won't defend Alex Pretti.
The double standards that are being employed for how you have to behave versus how these agents have to behave is mind-boggling to me. Kyle Rittenhouse was a conservative hero, right, for walking into a protest, actually brandishing a weapon. But this guy who had a legal permit to carry and already had his gun removed, to some people, I guess, is some sort of instigator when he was actually going to help a woman who had been pushed down and tear-gassed by ICE. We have the right to protest. That should be upheld and respected, and it is not being...
Are you fucking stupid?
Okay, so I'm
take a crack at the differences.
Yeah, I'm gonna go first on this one. The major difference is that Kyle Rittenhouse tried to flee from the people who pursued him because they pointed him out and tried to attack him, and he only shot him dead. Yeah, he only shot him because he had no other choice, right? The other guy, and this is the big distinction, interfered with police. You may think they're being too rough on a person, but you do not interfere with police business. It's very easy.
You know what I remember about Kyle Rittenhouse after he escaped the people trying to kill him?
What?
Hands up. Hey, law enforcement, I am not a threat to you.
Yeah.
Here I am.
Well, he was on his way. He was on his way to turn himself in after the first shooting.
And they're still chasing him.
When he was attacked, that's what led to the other shootings. Was he was on his way to the police.
But remember, skateboards are just Christmas gifts, and the jump kick man only used 1 foot. Those were not deployments of lethal force.
I was so happy when they
or the rock that he got hit with.
Yeah.
Yeah. When he beat that case,
ask Gage Grosskreuz's bicep how that turned out.
Now his name is Paul Prediger. He weirdly chose a name that sounds like he's a predator, but he did. Yeah. He was trying to be, he was trying to honor Joseph Rosenbaum with that name, I guess. But
there's something else I want to point out about the Rittenhouse thing as well.
Yeah.
Is a lot of us on the right weren't necessarily calling Rittenhouse a hero until we saw what he had to go through from the legal system.
Yeah.
As soon as we saw the legal system being completely weaponized, trying to railroad him, and all he's doing is just trying to, stand up for his own self-defense rights, that's when he really became that's when people really united around him. Because there was a lot of different perspectives, even on the right, about what Kyle Rittenhouse was doing that night. And there were some people who, had disagreements with whether or not he should have been there armed. But all that got thrown aside when we saw the lawfare that got waged against this 17-year-old kid. And we're just like, we can't
fuck it. Now we support him. Yeah.
Because that could be any of us. That could be anyone. If the state can weaponize the court system to come after somebody who has a clear on video, multiple video self-defense case, and they still were able to prosecute it all the way to a jury trial, which is still to this day insane that it even got that far.
Probably the most entertaining trial I've ever seen.
That's when he became a hero. Oh yes.
Not. I know if you're in Kyle's position, it's much more consequential than that. But damn, that was a show, man. That was a banger of a trial.
Yeah, when
I
he
really
won,
loved the prosecutor pointing a rifle at the jury. That was my favorite part.
He flagged the entire court. He flagged the judge, the reporter, and the entire jury.
Yeah, in my opinion, actually, at that moment, the bailiff should have just fucking shot him.
I know.
Who gives a crap? I don't care.
But
all right, Joshy, do you have a thought? Otherwise, there's two things I want to get into before we take some calls.
It's just real quick. When Kyle beat that case, man, some people got mad that he was celebrating. I was like, no, dude deserves to be on top of the world after that.
Yeah, I can't imagine what that sort of relief feels like, but I remember watching
it. It feels like a fucking
incredibly
victory.
Emotional. Yeah.
Leonardo DiCaprio in Titanic had nothing on that kid.
Hell.
Well, just a couple protest moments from Minneapolis that I want to mention before we get into some calls here. They'll be really quick. Yeah. But the first one, I don't know where exactly this was, somewhere in Minneapolis or the Minneapolis-area. I can't tell if it's a man or a woman, but this person apparently tried to pick up a live flashbang deployed by federal agents and I guess toss it back at those agents. But as you can see in the still frame, it did not go well, and this person ended up in significant pain.
Medic. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Good. Oh my God.
I would not advise picking those up, but this person tried.
It's a flashbang.
No.
I've learned that from Call of Duty and other shooters.
Yeah, well, yeah. Remember that the tossbacks in Call of Duty? It was always a dangerous game if you were willing to risk it. Yeah. Okay, and then we also know these hotel protests continue. The protesters identify hotels they think ICE agents are staying at. I'm not even sure if they're correct, but supposedly
they have not gotten a single one correct.
Oh, so they're all wrong. Is that okay?
They've been from all the ones I've followed up on, they've been incorrect every single time.
They thought Bovino, the outgoing, Minneapolis lead who's in charge of Border Patrol, they thought he was staying at this hotel, Spring Hill Suites in Maple Grove, and so they started making noise outside of the hotel as they've been doing for weeks now. But during their outrage, one hero gave them the view they deserve as they cried out in anger. Censored, don't worry.
She sounds like that lady.
That man.
Yeah, she sounds like that lady from the woods.
Oh, yes, the bird lady. Yeah.
That will never not be funny.
She just materializes out of nowhere and just does that. It's hilarious.
The fact that she sounds so much like a chicken is just I can't deal with it.
Yeah. Okay, you guys ready to take some calls?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Let's
take a few and see how this goes. Hopefully everybody's got everybody muted.
These calls better be good.
We got Cody up first. Cody, are you there?
I'm here.
All right. What's on your mind, sir?
Muted.
How's it going, man?
Hang on.
Oh wait,
Matt and Joshy, I think you're still muted.
Hold on.
I am muted. Hang on.
All over the place. It's a disgrace.
I try.
Hello?
I always forget to unmute myself. You got me now?
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
What do you got for us?
Well, first of all, are you going to bring up that meme of the little white girl on the couch and the 5 black guys behind her? I didn't realize it was going to be 4v1.
Wait, hold on. For some reason, I got you way loud, too. Let me see if I can fix this. Hold on. Technical problems galore.
Well, I'm sorry about that, chat. Is this any better?
No, that's my fault. I think I had you boosted. Okay, sorry.
It's funny that you bring up that meme because actually I was thinking about the exact same meme when you brought up Jessica Tarlov earlier. because her job is basically to just get airtighted by everybody else on that panel. Her job is to be dumb and get fucked up.
Jeez.
Okay.
Rough there.
Sorry,
I'm wrong.
Sorry for botching the start of your call, Cody. Go ahead. You should be good now.
Okay. Yeah, I actually wanted to talk about that AI enhanced photo that they had where the agent lost his head and his foot turned into a piece of machinery.
That's right.
Wait, what?
What?
Oh, did you guys not see this? So they used AI to enhance the photo of Pretti so that they could supposedly prove that he wasn't armed during whatever portion of that still that they wanted to show you. And the AI managed to turn one of the agents into the headless horseman, and it did funky things to people in the area. So it was just.
I thought you were just talking about the photo where they prettied up Pretti. They decided he was too ugly to be martyred, and so they airbrushed him. They made him.
This was a still frame of like the actual conflict, and they were trying to oh look, we've enhanced the image so that now you can now you can see that he was unarmed, and instead it took off one of the officers' heads. It started doing really funky things to people in the area. Yeah, it's good stuff. It was comedy gold.
Refinement, but
I typically avoid.
Let's Cody. What were your thoughts on it, and then we'll respond when you're all finished.
Well, essentially, I think we need to ban AI from making realistic images, and I don't think it's a violation of the Fourth Amendment because it's libel against reality itself.
Okay. Would there be like a line of realisticness, or would it just be all? What are some details on how this might work? Is it just all of them?
I don't know. The line would have to be at any image that tries to portray reality, I guess. I don't know.
I'll say this, I don't think that the worry about how this will cause confusion and misunderstanding about what is true and what is not is off base at all. I especially with the audio stuff, I'm sure you've heard that too, where they generate people's voices and it sounds fairly realistic. Mm-hmm. However, I guess my question would be how or why would we treat something like that differently from, say, someone making a Photoshop of something that didn't happen? Or should we? Should that be illegal too?
Don't we kind of treat that the same way almost, at least in a social stance?
It's a thought I had recently after seeing that particular image of the headless dude and them going, it's not AI generated, it's AI enhanced. Well,
yeah,
it's still a lie.
Yeah,
you don't know if there's an actual headless ICE officer out there. Come on now.
That's true. We didn't do our due diligence. Yeah, I don't think the concern is way off. I have worries about how it would be implemented without infringing on creative rights of people. But the more this technology enhances and develops, there's got to be, I guess, some sort of some guardrails, they say. But then it's a question of who the hell controls the guardrails and under what terms. Mm-hmm. So this is a very interesting area of, I guess, what could be a First Amendment arena. I don't know, but I guess it's just going to be part of the robot war. We have to fight them and we have to destroy their AI capability. But Cody, if you have a final thought, I'll let you give that one, and then we'll respond to it a little bit. I'm curious what you guys think about it, but I want Cody to have his say before.
Just real quickly, can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay.
So were you able to hear me this entire time?
I don't know. I don't remember.
Okay, so it turns.
Don't know what the fuck they're doing.
Go ahead, man.
Final thought from you, Cody.
We need a Butlerian jihad against AI and film vertically if you want to go to hell.
Yes.
On that, we can all agree.
I can't stand when people do
Thank you, Cody. Appreciate your call.
Great call on the Butlerian jihad.
I don't. I know what jihad is.
It's from Dune.
Okay. Well, it's a movie, I guess. So that's why I don't know.
Actually, they don't cover it in the movie. It's covered in the book.
Okay.
It's essentially AI got out of control, started threatening humanity. There was a war between human and thinking computers. And so afterwards, they, in order to ensure the survival of the human race, they outlawed all basically smart computers.
Well, what do you guys think about the intersection of the law and AI image creation or video or voice? Is this something we got to crack down on? Is this something you should just let
so
function?
It depends on who you're
compete,
talking about cracking down. It depends on who you're talking about cracking down. Like, I would rather see, if you're talking about like specific industries, I would rather see the industries create rules within themselves in order to police this themselves, rather than have rules imposed by the state. I don't want the state governing how industry can and cannot use new technologies. So, for example, the real estate world, at least here in California, just enacted a new rule because one of the things that was happening was people were posting houses onto the MLS with images that had the house sort of augmented by AI, whether it meant better lighting, like sunlight around it, or even images of things inside the house. Well, now if you are going to post one of those images, an AI enhanced image of the property, you have to also post the undoctored image right afterwards. So that's something that an industry is doing on its own in order to sort of control and curb this without having something imposed upon it from the outside. That's what I would rather see more of.
Batman, Joshy,
state laws always are 100% enforceable, right? That's why FRTs exist.
My thing is that I understand where you're coming from, Skulldugger, and I agree with you to a degree. I would like to get the state involved to a degree, like maybe create an incentive to put limits on these kind of things. To completely trust industries.
Stop the AI bullshit. Get a tax break. Is that what you're saying?
I mean, that could work, but trusting other companies to do that on their own volition, I don't want to. I'm not trying to be mean. I said it's kind of foolish, in my opinion.
Well, we're talking industrial here too, and I can't spend a ton of time on this topic. But the thing is, like, the worst of it is defamatory action by individuals, or like intentionally misleading the public in terms of a piece of evidence, like he's talking about. It's not even commercial in nature. It's just I want to mess with. Yeah, I want to mess with someone's reputation or the public understanding of an event. Ain't nothing commercial about it.
Fortunately, AI altered or enhanced images and videos are not admissible in court. So, I mean, I think once it gets to the actual legal part, this actually came up in the Rittenhouse trial. The prosecution was actually trying to use an AI enhanced video, and they kept trying to get it submitted as evidence, and it kept getting knocked down because you can't you can't use any doctored footage in court.
Let's talk
for now.
Until
the judge and jury are AI robots too, which is very far off. Let's talk to Less is More. Mr. Less is More, are you there? Your mic is muted, by the way, if you can get that taken care of.
Yeah,
there?
I'm here.
There
Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
what do you got for us?
Awesome. Thanks for bringing me in, guys. So first of all, I wanted to say thanks, Matt. Your video earlier today was a great, I really appreciate you taking the time to put together all that.
Well, thanks. And it was good research by John Lott who put that together. So he deserves a lot of the credit. A John Lott of the credit.
Excellent. But yeah, I've shared it a little bit, and I kind of been looking. So I had some of that information, but all packaged together so succinctly. That was really nice. And then also, Batman and Skulldugger. I appreciate your takes earlier on. I tend to agree with you guys. I know there's a lot of people that disagree, but sometimes I think we're a little too impatient as far as a lot of things in our culture. But I kind of feel like we're trying to rush into an overreaction. Not an overreaction. An overreaction is not the right term for it, but an unproductive reaction. And while I do think that an Insurrection Act is certainly on the table with what's going on and would be reasonable, I think as far as playing the long game, it's better to try to give someone an out, especially, fake bullies, is a lot of what we deal with in our state government here.
Look at you giving them the benefit of the doubt. That's so nice of you.
That's a mistake that they're going to later regret.
Sorry.
I will say that.
Go ahead.
It's cute.
I don't know. There's a lot of times.
There's still a good heart in you, man. That's so admirable. All right.
Well,
the rest of us are just jaded assholes at this point.
Yeah, we kind of are.
Fact of the matter is, we've got to live with these people until we can get them locked up, and hopefully that occurs at some point. But in the meantime, in order to minimize, I feel like there's a lot of people in government here who are so tied in with a lot of the fraud that's going on that they are really scared. They are really desperate, and so they are. The more you can give them an out, the more you might have some ability to safely handle the situation.
Well, but that's the other thing is I have to believe that they're scared and desperate if they're scared and desperate, I have to believe that there's threat of some sort of prosecution or accountability coming their way. I know that Pam Bondi and company have said, hey, we're investigating Tim Walz and Jacob Fry. Now, to be fair, I should be fair to that because we know they have subpoenas. We know Jacob Fry is heading to court in Minneapolis to testify, February 3rd or something in the coming few weeks. So there are moving parts here. It would be dishonest for me to say there aren't. But I just, for me to believe they are shaking in their boots, I need to see some reason for those boots to shake. And I'm not sure I've seen it yet.
And the fact that they're being more and more emboldened, like they're in open rebellion, that's the opposite of shaking in their boots. So I do have to disagree with that claim. If these guys were scared, they'll be begging Trump right now, hey, please come fix this shit. But no, they're openly, even the woke farmer guy, come get me, bitch. That's not cowardice, that's boldness.
No, that's mental illness.
It's a fake bully. It's a fake bully, though. That's a classic fake bully response. He wants to be a bully. He's trying to talk tough. In reality,
when Ice shows up, he's going to be a little bitch like they all are.
I think I might have lost him. I can't hear him anymore. But less is more. I appreciate your call. Oh, maybe we have a bad connection.
Are you still there?
It looks like connection might be bad. So I'm going to let him go. But less is more. Thank you for the call. I appreciate it.
It's interesting hearing some white pill takes because so much of us are we have prescription strength black pills at this point.
I wouldn't even call mine.
Wait, Don Lemon might be going to jail, and you're here fucking blackpilling.
He's not going to. They're still
not going to jail. Nobody's going to jail. That's the problem. Nobody's going to jail.
Posted just wait, because in fairness to them, they tried to bring charges, and the judge said no. But she said, just wait, we're going to get that. We're going to get Don Lemon, and Don Lemon's doing the same shit. He is also saying,
"Come and get me, Pam Bondi,"
and they're not doing it yet.
Because it's good for his career. I don't even want him prosecuted. I would rather him just look like a jackass on the internet because
it would be good for his career, and also he might actually enjoy prison.
Yeah. Well, yeah. That dude loves to take it up the ass. We already know that.
Oh, thank you for explaining the joke to me. I wasn't sure what he meant, but that's a good one.
I just wanted to make sure you got the picture. Okay?
Hey guys, it's funny because he enjoys anal sex.
Bruh, hey, I don't know if you guys have ever seen that episode, but he's about to get a paid visit to the health inspector. And if you know where that's from, you get a gold star.
I am a gay homosexual.
Okay.
Some of these people probably have AIDS.
Zhang, however I pronounce this name. Although I'm 99% sure I know. No, I know who you are. I always confuse you with Vong because you have Asian sounding names. But this is Justin. Can I just call you Justin?
Yes.
Okay. What's on your mind? Can I actually can I say who you are? I'm not going to say your full name, but can I identify you in your role?
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, okay. So this is Justin, our Bible study leader on Friday nights. So, if you want to hear Justin's leadership studying Romans, you come join us Friday nights at 9 Eastern on Zoom. You can find the.
No, fuck you. I'm just kidding.
You can find the Bible study page on my website.
Joshy.
It does not have a formal denomination, but
he would still complain.
Yes, I would.
Mr. Bible study leader Justin, what do you have for us?
Oh, well, it's a full house tonight. I saw a take recently on what has been happening in Minnesota just in the last couple of days that I wanted to see what you guys thought. And what sounded convincing to me is that they pointed out that this is kind of consistent with how Trump likes to handle his business dealings. He likes to basically overshoot on what he publicly asks for, so that then when it all boils down, his opponent ends up basically giving him what he actually wanted in the first place without him actually stating it. So I'm kind of wondering, like, with all that's been going on, sending Tom Homan out there and pulling the Border Patrol back, if like the end result of this is going to be like Trump actually wanted Minnesota to start just honoring ICE detainers at jails and prisons. And basically, if he got that far, he would say, okay, good enough. We're going to move on to the next place that we need to start cracking down on.
You know what I like? A public display of big stick whacking. That sounds really good.
No, that's for Don Lemon's show. That's where they do public displays of big stick whacking.
Yeah, but the thing is that I want a show of force. Do as I tell you, or I'm going to punch your teeth in.
Oh, that's what I mean. Okay.
Yes. All right.
I mean, there's something to be said for that. And for sure, this is something that needs to make its way up to the Supreme Court. Can states actually like flout federal authority when it comes to immigration? Because they've already ruled that states are not allowed to enforce immigration law. Okay. Are they allowed to fight it? Because
no, definitely not obstruct. I don't think. Yeah, I don't think that would be. That'd be a slam dunk.
With the whole signal group, there's definitely like there seems to be quite a few people who are pretty far up there on the state government who are administrators and organizers on this whole thing. So that certainly looks like organized obstruction.
Yeah, I would hope that they're taking a good look at that signal chat, because we know that some of the people confirmed to be in there are prior campaign associates of Tim Walz, currently running for office as Democrats in Minnesota. There's the allegation that Tim Walz, Lieutenant Governor Peggy Flanagan, was in there, though I haven't seen that substantiated, but I could believe it. Would it be hard for me to believe that the woman with the Protect Trans Kids shirt with the knife on it also facilitates the dispatch of goons around the Twin Cities to fight ICE? That would not surprise me at all.
If that's
like, we don't have the full transcript of the call between the calls between Trump and Walz that have been happening. It's entirely possible that Trump said, look, I have you dead to rights on a bunch of this stuff. Start honoring ICE detainers, or we're gonna actually get serious about this.
Kind of the fucking wall.
I'm a knucklehead at times.
Yeah. I mean, if the Flanagan thing is true, then like it's Insurrection Act tomorrow.
Oh, maybe
can you not hear me?
Maybe Skulldugger can't hear, or Justin can't hear Skulldugger. Maybe. All right. Well, how about this, Justin? I'll give you a quick final thought if you'd like it, and then we'll talk about your call a little bit, just so we don't get confused on who can hear who.
How about now?
That was
basically what I had to. Now I can hear you.
Oh, okay. Well, all right. Final thought anyway, since I got to finish up.
That was pretty much what I had. I just wanted to throw that out there because I don't think you guys mentioned that particular possibility during the round robin before the calls. I just wanted to throw that out there as a possibility.
Well, that is sort of actually what I meant when I said, he sent Tom Homan out there, and then Homan said something that made Walz go, oh shit, we should probably start getting on board. I may have said, burn his house down, but I didn't really, I'm not assuming that that's actually what happened. It's just my personal headcanon. Yeah, no, I definitely think there are things going on behind the scenes that we don't know about. And it probably did have something to do with the fact that Trump basically went to him with an encyclopedic binder of shit that he knows Walz did and said, step in line or I'm going to use this.
Maybe. I'm not. You guys are maybe persuading me to be a little more optimistic than I felt looking at the report. So I'm going to choose to believe these things, but I also chose to believe in Pam Bondi for a second.
Exactly.
And that didn't really pay off.
Yeah.
Well, I never believed in her. Her record spoke for itself.
We'll definitely have a better idea of whether or not this is in any way accurate in the next days and weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you for the call, Justin. And I will see you on Friday night. All right.
All right. You guys have a good night.
Take care, man.
I'm a pretty simple person. If I see a show of force, like if Trump actually marched in there, maybe not himself, but sent in there and restored law and order where I can actually see it happening, I'm happy. this backdoor shit saying, "Hey, do this," or "I know all the stuff you did. Do this or else." I mean, I get that strategy, but at the same time, it's just big talk because they're an open swing rebellion. What if Tim Walz steps in line, but nobody else under him does? You know what I mean? Look at the average
there's a lot of
soldier.
people who need to get in line. You're right.
Yeah, well, maybe he tries to attack from the top, and then when that doesn't work and there are no other options, he airs the dirty laundry, and then he invokes the Insurrection Act.
How much dirty laundry?
This is pure speculation.
Yeah, but we've aired out dirty laundry from the Democrats before, and they're still in power. They still do the same shit. So airing out the dirty laundry won't do anything.
Well, because they've owned our institutions for decades, right? It's not so easy to root out all of this stuff when it's been festering for a long ass time. I mean, just look at our universities. They're churning out these jobless activists like it's what they do. Well, because it is what they do.
But to Joshy's point, like, we don't ever see these people like they are afraid of any repercussions to any of their actions. Like, you have the Democrats in the Senate right now talking about holding up funding for the entire Department of Homeland Security.
I was going to talk government shutdown tonight, but we didn't even have time. It's coming.
Like, if that happens, like, that's active insurrection in the Senate. Like, it's happening right there. Like, you're trying to defund an entire branch of the government security just because you don't like what's going on in one city.
So basically what you're saying is we need somebody to go in there and say, I am the Senate.
We need to deploy our own Palpatine / Sidious. Yeah.
Good. Trump needs to go in there with a dark robe over his head with a bunch of soldiers wearing white and behind his back and says, I am the Senate.
The opposition has disfigured me.
This cowardly attack has left me very disfigured, very... It's horrible. If I took off this hood, you wouldn't even believe it.
And it was so gay.
Okay. Let's get into some super chat here because I don't want to leave super chatters hanging the whole show.
Okay.
And then we'll get into appreciate our live callers. We'll get into voicemails and emails, and we'll finish up the show there. But Nomad, hey, Commentator 6, take Israeli shekels. All right, so now I'm a Russian agent and an Israeli agent confirmed. Thank you for supporting the show.
There are Russian Jews.
Well, I guess I would be both, yeah. Or, I don't know. I'm an ally of both.
A Danish Russian Jew.
Yes.
A Danish Russian Jew.
Esoterica Unbound. No, Matt, we and the leftoids do not live in parallel worlds. Theirs is actually perpendicular with reality. You're probably right. There's probably a better way to phrase it. But what I mean is, like, we live in these worlds that never intersect on any reality. And you're right that theirs is theirs is in a head-on collision with reality.
They're intersecting in Minneapolis right now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I just mean like the way that they look at these events and describe them in completely different terms than what you can observe on the video is astounding. But they always do that. Okay, Burnt Toast Space Girlfriend.
Hey, what a name.
Love the group format. This was a great idea. Well, thanks. I'm glad you like it. Group dynamics are tough to work through. I know, like I said, yeah, what the hell is that? I worry that 3 people plus callers is maybe something I got to iron out a little bit because it's a lot of voices to interact with. But we'll iron out the kinks. What the hell caused the hearts? How do you did you do that? That makes hearts.
It makes hearts.
Did you even know that before you did that, or was that?
I did not.
No, he didn't know that.
That was an incidental discovery. Okay.
Yeah, found out in real time.
Producer Tim, what's up, my vinegars? That's a dangerous word too. Regarding today's video, I appreciate you addressing the term deaths in custody. It is so frustrating to hear people equate deaths in custody with deaths from custody. They're not the same thing. You dumb fuck knuckles.
I'm a knucklehead at times.
Here's another thing. Sorry, go ahead.
No, I get his distinction. Remember the whole COVID thing, died with COVID versus died from COVID.
Well, yeah, you look at their list
and
of
the whole George Floyd thing.
Yeah. The record, those most deaths in custody of any time in the last 20 years. You look at the list, it's like cancer, Alzheimer's, all sorts of end of life stuff. They weren't beaten. Mm-hmm. They didn't starve to death. They're old.
Those Nazis killed that man with cancer.
Okay.
The Japanese actually might have done that.
Tim also says, here's another thing that makes the Omar attack suspicious. She has been complaining for years that Trump's rhetoric is going to result in her being subjected to violence. When it happened, she has the biggest shit-eating grin on her face. Why? Well, she blamed Trump for this one, too. His rhetoric inspired that man to come attack me.
I mean, look at the whole Bubba Wallace thing, right? When people discovered, when they thought they saw news, they were all happy about it. They're all smiles. But then when
I
they
was
found out,
really
it's
happy
just...
not thinking about him for a few years.
Is he still in racing, or is he gone now?
No, they
he's
actually
irrelevant now.
He's irrelevant. But
well,
it's got such a white trash name too.
It's because the demand for the demand for these types of incidences outstrips the supply, so they have to generate them.
Yeah. Hence Ilhan Omar manufacturing it. Esoterica Unbound. Mobile phones don't transfer the sound of your voice from one phone to another. They create a facsimile of the sound using an algorithm. AI is just another version of that. How and where can you draw a line? How would you legally differentiate between what is, I guess, a technical reproduction of your voice, even though you are generating it, versus the only way you can differentiate it is the intent. You have to have demonstrated intent to deceive. That's the only thing I can think of off the top of my head. However, proving intent in crimes can often be very difficult. So I imagine that would probably be a hurdle in prosecuting this sort of stuff. But I think it's got to be somewhat difficult to prosecute, because the interests of creating this sort of material has all sorts of creative implications under the First Amendment, creating art, creating messages, creating all this stuff. Yeah, I mean, how do you differentiate between using AI to create a fictional depiction versus using Photoshop to create a fictional depiction yourself, other than the defamatory intent behind either of those actions? That is to say, if I used Photoshop to myself create an image of another guy cheating on his wife to defame him publicly, that should be treated the same way as, say, using an AI tool to do it. You have to show that the person was trying to ruin somebody else or create some false impression about somebody else. That would be the distinction, I think.
Yeah, I mean, it shouldn't be treated any differently doing that than if you were the one who decided to spread that rumor yourself by word of mouth.
Yeah, it's another way of doing it.
Yeah,
I'm just kind of biased against AI. That's my thing. So I'll admit my bias there. That's why I'll be against using it more.
Well, AI has created,
but I also think that cat's out of the bag.
I thought it was kind of stupid until I realized its thumbnail potential, and now I appreciate it, because like half
you get a lot of shit for that.
What do you mean? Some of those are great. What do people?
Some of those are great, man.
Yeah. What's wrong with AI funny images? They're great. But that's the other thing here. Yes, they're fake. They're supposed to be funny, but could they plausibly be interpreted as defamatory against the people who are depicted?
Hey, that ICE agent really does have a head, okay?
Yeah. Ooga boogaloo. Would you rather do burpees while appendix carrying a P320 or fire a 50 cal out of a 12 gauge shockwave? You know what? I'm going to take my chances on the 320 burpees. That's what I'm going to do.
Yeah. I don't know what any of that is. So.
Okay, so you got this faulty gun that fires accidentally, this SIG. Would you carry it right
pointed
here,
it at your junk?
Right, pointed at your nut, and do what burpees are, right?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, you're getting down kind of in a push-up position. You're getting up, you're jumping off the ground. You're doing that, say 10 times.
Okay.
Would you rather do that, or would you rather take a 50 caliber round? I didn't even know this was possible, but I guess I'm assuming it doesn't fit down the 12 gauge barrel. Is that the positive?
It does.
So it does. So you can do it.
You can do it.
Okay.
But it's going to, so you're going to take a shockwave, a little short shotgun, which even when you fire 12 gauge out of it is quite a lot of power. You're going to fire a 50 cal round out of it to unknown effect. I'm taking my chances with the 9mm P320. Personally.
Well, I might do the latter just to see what it does.
Might blow up in your hand. I don't know.
Yeah.
The only reason that I would take
I watched Kentucky.
Yeah,
I watched Kentucky Ballistics, and that guy has a video on his channel of a 50 cal blowing up in his face and almost killing him. Yeah. He actually had to shove his thumb in his neck to survive.
I heard about that.
I forgot. Anyway,
here's the thing, though. That was a defect that actually saw the explosion go from the chamber backwards into him, throwing shrapnel, right? Whereas the shotgun, like in a shockwave, you're going to have majority of the gun as a single piece behind you. So most of that explosion is still going to go forward, right? So it's not going to be comfortable, but unless the round really just blow up and take the entire gun apart in your hands,
well,
you'll probably be safe.
Is the 50 cal round going to actually seal in the barrel?
It should. I mean, 50 cal and 12 gauge are both half an inch.
Are they actually? I guess I should have known that. They're the same diameter, so it works that way.
Yeah.
All right.
So if it doesn't seal, then you're just going to. It's just going to. You're going to get a nice.
It's going to blow gases out all
you're going to get
out the sides, and you're going to get
a nice dirty puff, and then nothing's going to happen.
Yeah.
All right. So here's I don't know. Death by 1,000 cuts or being drawn and quartered. That's how I'm going to look at it.
No, it's more like one giant cut to your nut it's not 1,000 cuts for the sake. Which one's the 1,000 cuts in this metaphor?
The 1,000 cuts would be the pea shooter.
Oh yeah, no, that's just one giant cut to your sack. Yeah. That's all.
And drawn and quartered would be the shockwave thing.
Which, by the way, this is a total side note that really has nothing to do with anything other than we're talking about ways you can mutilate your genitals. For a long time, like high school, college, would have discussions of what the most painful thing imaginable would be. Like if you were on Jackass and you had to think of like the craziest stunt of the most unbearable pain possible. Obviously, it can't be immediately fatal because you won't feel the pain. The worst thing I could ever think of, and I don't know if it's ever been done. You think of all the ways people have injured themselves, harmed each other, killed each other. Has anyone ever suffered a paper cut to the pee hole?
Oh my God!
That's a mental image I did not need. Thank you for that. I'm
you
going
can
to
only
see that tonight.
Now just think of like the worst paper cut you've ever had where you feel that slicing in action. You know what I mean?
On, man. Come on.
Not just like your printer paper.
I'd actually rather be shot.
You know when you're handling like not full-on corrugated cardboard, but like that thick paperboard in packaging.
God. Yeah, I'm actually rooting. I'm actually rooting for the computer to crash right now.
Like you're talking about that thin cardboard like paper.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, the stuff that cuts you really well.
Yeah.
Dude, that was suck.
And I'm talking about like a bizarre situation where you are just held up on some kind of torture device. No, I'll never tell you. And they're like, you better tell us. And they got it vertical. And they're just like, all right, that's it. And they just slice it. And you have to like, you ever seen like a hot
and
dog?
Then they pour,
a hot dog that's been in the microwave too long and it starts to split this way. Okay. A hot dog that flowers like a hollow point round. That's what's happening to your pee hole.
And then you make that son of a bitch drink a whole lot of water.
Yeah. I'm just saying, I challenge anybody out there, you guys included, anybody listening to whatever the hell this is, if you can think of a hypothetical worse pain than paper cut to the pee hole, I want to hear about it.
I don't know. Listening to that was pretty painful.
Over on Rumble, last
Give
one.
me something for the cringe and let me die.
We'll move on. Stay strong. Guillermo Gage says, stay strong up in Minnesota. I was born in 1990, left there in 2012 in the Twin Cities. Always hated the culture. Now I live outside the state. Godspeed to Minnesota. You know, I love Minnesota too. My extended family's all there. I lived there as a kid. And we occasionally go back and visit family, and I think, man, there's a lot I could learn to love, or there's a lot I could love about the lake life if we lived here, but I can't be under the thumb of the crazy people in the Twin Cities. So it's not in the cards for now. But I do love that state, and probably always will. Love the Vikings, love the Twins, all that. But they insist on going to hell. So Godspeed. All right. Let's stop with Super Chat there.
I'll have to just circle back with you.
We have, before we get into some other listener contributions here, I'll remind everyone, if you'd like to send an email or a voicemail or a text message for the show, you can do that through the contact page on my website, mattchristiansenmedia.com/contact. We got a handful of voicemails to get through. So let's hear the first one here from listener. This is listener Dave.
Hey, Matt, this is Dave. I just listened to your show from last Wednesday with Mark and talking about taxes and property taxes versus income taxes. And the problem with property taxes, and it sounds like you're kind of on board with this, is that if there are property taxes, then you never truly own your property. You are always renting it from the state.
Bingo.
Because if you owe them $2 in taxes and you don't pay it, they will foreclose on you, take the property, and sell it. So any other version of taxes is better than property taxes, because if they tax your income, that's a one-time tax. Then after that, what you spend the money on is yours. And they have sales tax and whatever, but property tax is the most egregious form of taxation that there is, because it all makes us slaves to the state. All right, have a great day. Bye.
So if people didn't hear last week on Wednesday, we had Mark, and Mark, as everyone knows, is a dirty Canadian commie, and he loves property tax. Now, if you didn't hear the segment, what Mark was actually defending property tax on was that it is local. And I can understand that point, that local taxation is generally more accountable and generally supports things you actually use and care about. Yes, this was kind of the dispute between Mark and listener Ginger Ninja. And so I would agree in full here on the principle that to the extent taxation is necessary, if we even grant that premise, you keep it local, and certainly sales tax has more has a consent mechanism built into it. I could choose to engage in that transaction or not. But to the caller's point, and I think Mark probably would agree with this. I don't think he would. Maybe we'll have a property tax fight again later in the future. But yeah, if you don't pay people, a group of people, whatever they say you must pay them, or they will come seize your property from you, potentially maybe put you in prison or however that's resolved, it's not really your property. It is someone else's property ultimately, and they'll take it from you if you don't do what they say. So fully agree
on
the principle.
Lease.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, and it's even worse than that. It's even more pernicious. If you don't pay your property taxes, a lien gets put on the property. Even if you get kicked off of the property, that lien still stays on the property. So it's actually getting hit against the next person who owns the property.
Wait, what? They become responsible for it?
Absolutely.
Why? How is that made? I've never heard of that.
Because the lien goes against the property.
But the
property tax.
But doesn't I guess my understanding was that the state, not necessarily the state as in Montana, but the government agency that is responsible for this would claim ownership of the property and sell it. Is that not how it works?
Yeah, that's called foreclosure.
Yeah.
And if you make enough money back to cover everybody, then it's possible the lien gets paid off. But if not enough money gets made in the foreclosure, in the short sale, the foreclosure.
So if I'm going to buy a house, let's say this house is $250,000 and this guy had like a $25,000 property tax bill on it that he never paid and that the state never recovered. My purchase price is now $275,000.
So in order to assume the property, you have to pay off the lien.
Okay. So yes, like if it's $250,000 purchase price plus lien, right?
Yep.
Okay. Wow. I've never heard of that, but that makes it even worse.
Yeah, property tax is terrible. Now, in Mark's defense, he did say that it's that property tax is 99% inflated, and that it should be about 1% of what it is currently being charged at. So, in his defense, he's not fully defending property tax. He's just trying to extol the virtues that property tax it pays for your local municipality's services.
Yeah, it was on a premise of locality rather. It was not on the principle of property that he was defending it. But
yes,
we try to be patient with our friend up north. Did you guys have thoughts on property tax at all, or we'll just move on?
I never really understood it. Like, if you paid to get your own property, that should be yours. So I'm not going to have much commentary on it.
Yeah, I mean,
just
we shit on China for having these leased. Yeah, you don't own property in China. You lease it from the government for however long.
Yeah,
that you can do that for. And ultimately, it's the same thing here, just under a different name.
Yeah, in a lot of ways, we've just created an illusion that we have something different.
Yeah.
The best I can say is what Mark was saying. At least it's not the federal government. And at least I have some say that I can move to different areas that have variability in property taxes. But yeah, I mean, if there's a gang out there that says you'll pay us this much or else, it's actually theirs as a matter of who owns it. And that's just the way it works.
So it's not the Italian mafia, it's just the Russian mob.
Yeah, the worst mob of them all, the government.
Yeah.
Okay, next up is unknown caller, but I believe this is the same guy who tipped me off to Fag Lake in Minnesota, because it's not just names that sound like slurs that are funny. It's also geographical places or land features. Anyway, he has another one for us.
Hello, Matt. Who is your favorite European librarian? You might be thinking, is this like World War II bit, something like that? Is this just a stupid question? No, this is a name that sounds like slurs, but most likely your favorite European librarian is a woman now retired with the name of Elizabeth Nigaman. She's actually a very accomplished librarian from 1999 to 2019. She just happens to have a funny last name. Have a great show. Bye.
Thank you for tipping me off to people with hilarious names. Yeah, I looked at it. Elizabeth Nigaman is indeed a renowned German librarian. Who's your favorite European librarian? What an obscure question, but she is my favorite European librarian. Now, how do you become a famous librarian? Well, because she ran, I guess, a very high-profile library. She was Director General of the German National Library. Now, to make this a little more relevant to our country, my question is she related to Luke?
Luke Nigaman!
Same spelling.
Wait, is that a picture of an ape? Brother, that is...
No, it's the Pittsburgh State Gorillas. And
dude,
who plays for them?
Funnier.
Yeah.
That's even funnier, dude.
We're going to have to get you a Luke Nigaman jersey to go with that Kaniga jersey. My sources say Luke Nigaman is entering his junior year. He will be back for the Pittsburgh State Gorillas in the fall. So,
oh, dude, I gotta get one.
Does that say he's a red shirt there in class?
Redshirt junior. So in the context of college athletics, that means what? He had an off year, which is basically like a practice year, right?
Yeah. So he's fucking dead.
Wait, what?
A red shirt in Star Trek. A red shirt in Star Trek is considered somebody who is expendable and will absolutely die by the end of the episode.
Yeah, no, I only know red shirt in the context of college athletics, not Star Trek stuff.
This is why I explained the Don Lemon joke to you.
Listen, I get jokes about butt sex. I don't get jokes about nerd science fiction.
Oh, for the love of God. When that gets clipped, you brought that on yourself.
The only science fiction I appreciate is The Sunday Show with Matt Palumbo.
Now, I don't have a favorite European librarian because that's weird. I do have two authors, though. Of course, there's the all.
Do their names sound like slurs? Otherwise, nobody cares.
You care about Tolkien, don't you?
No, that's not even close to a slur. It doesn't even start with N. All right, quick thought. Go for it.
Tolkien is my all-time favorite. But then there's an Irish one called Derek Landy. So I liked his writing until he got woke.
Well, we have one more voicemail here from, I don't have this caller's name either, but he has a good question for us to consider in the context of leftist activists getting killed by police or other people like Kyle Rittenhouse.
Gotta say, I like the choice of Matt P. for the Sunday show. No shade to any of your other guests. They were all good in their own way, but Matt was definitely the most consistent. Good pick. What I really want to call in and just kind of get off my chest and ask you about, my brain is so clouded with all of these names of a bunch of dead retards that have been killed by law enforcement or their own actions. And I was just curious, it's like, as I mention this, who's the most retarded, most obscure name that just pops into your head as some stupid idiot who got themselves killed? Just like to think back sometimes on it. Anyways, have a good show. Thanks, Matt.
Thank you for the call. Great question. The history of slimed retards. I don't know how far back you guys want to go. And I have a pick, but before I have a pick, I want to let you guys offer yours because I want to see if anyone picked my guy.
You know that good. I can't say it, but I will say this: that guy who said "shoot me, nigga." I can't remember his name.
You nailed it, man. That would be, first of all,
Rosenbaum.
Where the hell's my button here? That was exactly my pick. Was Joseph Rosenbaum? You nailed it.
Last words.
And it's not just because he literally begged for it. Don't forget, he was convicted of the crime of it was some kind of sexual crime against a minor. So he was a pedophile.
He's a pedo.
So deserved too.
Kyle Rittenhouse proved that if you fire a rifle into a crowd of leftists, you will hit a pedophile, a family abuser, and a burglar. Now, granted,
it wasn't his marksmanship; it was just statistical probability.
Right, exactly. So, unfortunately, this is a very small sample size. We need to repeat this experiment a couple thousand times to see if we get the same results.
Okay, well, if you're volunteering.
No, go ahead. I'll let somebody else go.
Okay, so now that Joshy got my pick, do you guys have any other nominees? Who else is worthy of consideration? Now, in terms of consequence, I would have to pick George Floyd. I don't think anybody was more consequential in terms of the damage to the country in recent times. You could go all the way back to Rodney King, who didn't even die, right? He was just beaten.
Yeah, he didn't die.
But nobody was more consequential than George Floyd. I think that's fair to say in terms of how bad it messed up the country. Who else though?
He just wanted to get his bananas and rice, dude.
Well, I have a pick for you if you like.
Does Harambe count as a slimed retard, by the way, or is he off the hook?
No, he was more responsible than that parent was. I don't know how you let your kid get in a fucking gorilla cage of all things.
Yeah, seriously. But yeah, no, I have a pick, although it has nothing to do with the consequences and everything to do with how tragically hilarious the death was. Do you remember that dude like Tyree Williams or something like that? The one guy who was too fat for the ride that he got on, and he went flying.
Oh shit, that's not who I was thinking of. Yes, I do remember that. Yeah, that's your. He wasn't a slimed retard. He was just a fat bastard who was too fat for the ride.
He was too fat for the ride, and he got on it anyway.
They let him on. They didn't want to be racist by not letting him. You know who I thought you were talking about?
I shot someone with a gun.
Why did that skip? That was a good retard sliming too.
That was good.
It was.
If people don't remember, that's the guy in Baltimore who he would. He proposed paying the gang shooters not to kill people. So that was his solution to Baltimore violence, which he was an active participant. Hey, I'm a former gangster and I know what the gangsters want. They want money. So why don't we pay them each month they don't kill people? And then he went around the city spray painting no shoot zones at places where people had died. And then unfortunately he attacked a woman with a knife and he got clocked by a cop. And that was his confession about why he was being arrested.
I shot someone with a gun.
Yeah. Sorry, Skulldugger, do you have a thought? Did I cut you off?
Who was the one? Wasn't there a activist that was like run over by a car?
Well, there was the Charlottesville incident with Heather Heyer, who maybe had a heart attack. Maybe
it had ties to Black Lives Matter.
There was that one chick who decided she was going to try and do the man versus car thing from Rick and Morty in real life, and the results were the same.
The one who got run over in L. You're thinking of that was. It was literally Summer and Love, I think, were their names or something like that. But those retards, those retards got slimed by not a Somalian, but like a neighbor country. Basically a Somali guy who was driving down the freeway and hit them and they died. That was 2020 also. That's a good poll. I forgot about that one.
There is an honorable mention.
was a
I can't
deep
remember
cut.
the person's name, but what about that guy who's carrying the AK and pushing his fat
yes.
black girl?
Yeah, I remember
These
it.
pussies won't do anything about it.
Pussies won't do anything.
He's almost on the Rosenbaum level of finding out, dude. He's right there. I forgot about that guy. And then they prosecuted the dude who shot him, and that was
famous last words.
Well, I appreciate that question from our caller there. Thank you for that. We're going to leave our voicemails there. We'll take a few emails here, and then we'll call it a night. So catch up with Ginger Ninja here, who had a little back and forth about Trump's immigration policy and approach on Sunday, and I invited him to follow up so I understood what his position would be on how Trump should conduct himself, and he did give us that follow-up. So Ginger Ninja's, what he was saying on Sunday was Kristi Noem is bad. She sucks at her job. Trump is taking the wrong approach on immigration insofar as it is aggressive in a way that is not going to be politically constructive. People are going to hate this. They're going to turn against him. And my question for Ginger Ninja was, what should we do? Not rhetorically. I wanted to know his proposal and how it differs from what Trump is currently doing. So here's what Ginger Ninja says. Wanted to expand on the criticism of Trump's deportation tactics. To maximize effectiveness, he should grab all illegals in custody from the friendly jurisdictions. If he does raids, it should be focused in jurisdictions where police will maintain crowd control and quash resistance. He should use the IRS, the Ag Department, and presumably other federal agencies to crack down on employment of illegals. Start by going after the large corporations. Use the Department of Transportation to find and deport all the illegals with driver's licenses, starting with commercial driver's licenses, but then even regular driver's licenses. This was always Homan's prescription. It's a political winner, and it gets the most people out, but the corrupt admins or people in the White House don't want their corporate donors to lose their illegal labor. I know that was controversial with the farms and the agricultural sites and all that. And if Trump wanted to have a political battle over places like Minnesota, go after the money and go after the politicians for indictment and interference, not give the left this victim porn and burn all remaining political capital. Now, I don't think any of this is a terrible plan or wrong or things we shouldn't do. The only thing I would have to say is, why not all? Why not also arrest and deportation, also cracking down on the employment and the benefits and all the stuff that encourages self-deportation in the way that you're saying. I don't think that any of this is off, Ginger Ninja. I would not say like, oh, that point is complete crap. My only problem with the premise here is that we are saying we are going to do this type of arrest and deport raid only in friendly jurisdictions, and we're allowing unfriendly jurisdictions to get a pass on that. Why? Because they might throw a fit? It's still giving an exception or an out to places that should not have this sort of political influence. It's giving them an out to be exempt from valid federal law enforcement. So I get your point that there is a political risk potentially in the way that he's doing it. Either there is law and order or there is not. And if people are going to be in rebellion against valid federal law enforcement, they have to be crushed. And I know that I'm talking in terms of like a law and order perspective, and you're talking in terms of a political wisdom perspective. I don't think we disagree a whole lot. I really have a problem with saying, if you throw enough of a bitch fit, we'll just kind of leave you alone because it's too much to deal with. No, stop the bitch fits.
Right.
Iron fist for the bitch fits.
So that's called a heckler's veto. You'd be giving all of these insolent cities and jurisdictions a heckler's veto, a way out of the administration of your immigration laws, and that's you just can't do that. I mean, sure, you can say that there's a political disadvantage of having these images hit the social media and all this stuff, and you're giving them political wins. Well, there's also political liability of not doing what you said you were going to do to the people who voted you into office. So if you don't get this done, there's political liability in that, and that is something you can't recover from.
Batman, Joshy?
I'm sort of with you, Matt, in that, I mean, why don't we do these things and also, do stuff in Minneapolis where there are Somalis committing incredible amounts of fraud and the politicians are benefiting from that. I mean, I think we have enough resources that we could, these things don't need to be mutually exclusive.
Ginger Ninja's answer would be because it's politically damaging to do it.
Who gives a shit?
We can decide if we accept that or not.
But the thing is, like, we're getting the job done. Like, yes, ICE is running into all these problems in Minneapolis, and there's a lot of friction there. But they're still making the arrests. They've made a ton of arrests during their operations there. They're still getting the job done, even through the opposition.
Yeah,
I don't want to mischaracterize. I get where he's coming from, and those are a good idea. But he sounds like he's going more for optics rather than results. I don't care about pissing off my opposition if they already hate me. I'm just going to do my damn job.
According to his email here, he believes that his approach would remove the most people. I mean, that's just a question of whether you agree that these tactics would or not. But
we're already removing the most people.
Yeah, I mean, I just want to be fair to him and say he is making a practical argument beyond just an optical one. Yeah.
Which I get that. I appreciate. I mean, I respect where he's coming from, but like Joshy was saying, like when you play the optics battle over, actually doing your job, like there's bad optics in not getting your job done.
Yeah, because people like me who voted him in because he wanted to restore law and order, if you just ignore all the, like, people are asking why he's even doing the insurrection act in Minneapolis or something, or Minnesota or whatever, right? That's in unfriendly territory. So if you just don't do anything about that, people like me is gonna like, well, fuck this dude. He's not doing what he said he was doing.
Thank you, Ginger Ninja. I appreciate your email and your different perspective. I always like to challenge opinions in that way. So thanks for doing it. Appreciate your support for the show as well. And we all know what Ginger Ninja thinks about property taxes. He was very angry with Mark during that stream, which is totally acceptable.
I am beyond angry.
Be humble. Honestly, I think ICE should cease operations in Minnesota. They should cut federal funding to all states that refuse to cooperate with ICE and focus their efforts on states that cooperate. If the states don't want the federal assistance, let them be on their own, and the people can choose which states to be in. Now, I am generally all in favor of cutting federal funding for the states in pretty much all arenas, pretty much all areas, because most of them are beyond the constitutional definition and role of the federal government. However, immigration is not. So that's my problem with this approach. My problem with it is not just that it would defy the constitutional order and that defending our borders is the function of the federal government. In fact, it's like one of the few legitimate functions of the federal government. But my problem too is how this would even work in practical terms, because if you're saying that only some states have borders or enforce the border, but not other states, and we don't really do anything to enforce the states or enforce the borders in those states, and also everyone has a right to move between the states whenever they want, which is the current arrangement. Yes, a hypothetical illegal immigrant maybe will face immigration enforcement being more likely in one state than the other, but you still have a wide open door in one area where these people can enter the country without any kind of resistance or any kind of vetting, and then move freely about the country. At that point, I have no idea why we're even a country when half the place just says, have at it. It's open season. It's an open door. You can't have a country function that way. So to me, the problem with this is both constitutional and practical. And so I'm going to pass on this idea.
It's definitely a no for me, dog.
Yeah, definitely. It's just like you said, like you can't punt on matters of federal authority. Like it is the federal government's job to enforce immigration in every one of the states. You can't, as soon as you have these weak spots of immigration enforcement, it's going to impact every other state, even the ones who voted for and have the stricter policies on immigration enforcement. They're still going to be negatively impacted by you letting the sanctuary states just do whatever they want. So the federal government has a mandate to enforce its immigration laws.
That's like ignoring some parts of a failing ship, but only attending to the ones you like. It's gonna affect the whole thing.
The only way you can justify pulling ICE out of Minneapolis is if you build a wall around the city and you just let them.
You have to be a different country. Yeah, you just have to be a different country.
Escape from Minneapolis.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. Where the hell is Kurt Russell when you need him?
Hey, Somali TV can film the whole thing.
Yeah,
but my thing is that
excellent productions.
But at the same time, a good leader does not let his country burn that way. He just doesn't.
I know it was a joke, man.
No. I wasn't addressing you. I was just addressing the.
Speaking of jokes, Don Lemon and anal sex. All right, go ahead.
But I do think Somali TV ought to film something like that. Escape from Minneapolis.
All right. They could probably do it.
Have just like a 90-year-old Kurt Russell walking with a cane.
But are they allowed to use AI to make it or not? That's the legal question.
No, they're not, because it wouldn't be considered art.
Call me Snake.
Thanks. The latest Taylor Sheridan Yellowstone spinoff, I think, has Kurt Russell in it. Madison.
Is that right?
Yeah, I think it's going to be interesting to see how he fits in a Western setting. I think that comes out this spring. Anyway, thank you, Be Humble. Appreciate the thoughts. White male centrist. It is so clear that ICE is simply enforcing the law, and I don't even know if he is a centrist. Are you?
I think he just did that to piss people off. Yeah.
Oh, is he just? You're just
that actually upsets people.
Prospect. All right. Whether he is a white male centrist or not, if it is so clear that ICE is simply enforcing the law and doing what they've always been doing, why do you think that multiple veteran ICE agents have quit, stating that the agency has taken an increasingly aggressive posture and that the internal pressure to carry out operations has gotten much harsher? Do you think that some of the agents doing this are being paid to do so? So I don't know if that premise is actually correct or true or not, and I'm not saying that it isn't, just that I don't know. The question being, are more agents quitting, or is that true? Or are the ones who are quitting at potentially normal levels, are they just getting more attention for political reasons? But I would also say that if there is increased pressure to carry out immigration ops at ICE, that is their job. And also, I noticed there was decreased pressure to carry out immigration ops under the prior administration. So if the benchmark for pressure was none, what would you say you do here? Like, more pressure at ICE is probably good. So I would embrace that, even if the story is true, which I don't know if it is, but maybe.
And assuming that it is true, assuming that there are more ICE agents quitting because of it's not because they're suddenly righteous in quitting. It's probably because the consequences for doing their job has become very, very high, and every single one of these ICE agents is going to need to weigh the consequences of doing that job with the duty to their families. Right, because now people are attacking ICE and they're showing up armed and they're standing in front of their vehicles and stuff like that. I can understand how that would make somebody quit. Right, that's horrifying.
It's not just the internal pressure; it's the external pressure as well.
Yeah, so. Exactly. So the
job has gotten more difficult.
And I mean, Tom Homan got an award for doing the exact same shit he's doing now under the Obama administration. He was hailed as a hero back then, and now he's a Nazi.
I saw that, and Obama's tweeting out. Obama's tweeting out, "Oh man, you're going to get arrested by the Gestapo in this country now." And there's literally a photo, like you're saying, of him putting some kind of award around Tom Homan's neck a decade and change ago. But okay, anybody have anything else they want to say about ICE agents quitting? I got one more.
I was going to be a lot harsher, but until I heard that man's take on it, which made me a little more sympathetic. But if they're quitting because the increased pressure and things are getting too harsh, I'm sorry, you're just a massive pussy.
Well, they're probably saying, what? We have to work now. We had 4 years off. This is bullshit.
If it's getting harsher and you're getting sick of these people, you should be happy to crack.
I'm going to go work at the Leering Center. I can get federal money there.
God damn it, you beat me to it. I was just going to go, you know what? I'm quitting ICE and I'm going to start a Somali daycare center in Minneapolis
changing teams.
This used to be one of those This used to be one of those shovel-ready jobs. Now all of a sudden I got to do stuff.
Yeah. All right. Last one here from Ferrum. Opinion. Fraudster Somalis shouldn't be deported. Justification. They have stolen billions of dollars from every taxpayer in the country, and the reality is most of that money is gone forever as such.
Yeah.
Convicted Somalis should be enslaved and forced to do manual labor for the state until they die of natural causes. So this is the classic question. Joshy, did you and I get into this? First of all, there's the question of what is the appropriate sentence, but secondarily, what is the worse fate? Would you rather be sentenced? Was it you and me?
That was me. That was me and you.
Would you rather be sentenced to prison in the United States or sent to Mogadishu to be free? And I am in favor of deporting to Somalia, not just because it's lower cost for us, but because it is the harsher punishment. You go live in the hell that you created and enjoy. That's what I say.
Well, do they have Haitian dirt cookies in Somalia? Is that a thing?
I don't know. Are those a thing in Haiti? I've never heard of that. That's a real thing?
Huh? You covered it on the show.
Did I?
Yeah,
I've covered a lot of things. I don't remember.
Yeah, they since there's so little food in Haiti right now, they make dirt into little patties and they bake them and they eat them as a snack.
Huh.
And as a delicacy, they also add it with banana and rice.
Ooh, there you go. That's cross-cultural.
To actually address Ferrum's question here, have you seen the quality of work that comes out of Somalis when they're trying to do like actual legitimate work?
That is a concern. What are we going to have them do?
All of the work they do in these situations, all of these scammers, it's illegitimate work. So you're going to be asking them to actually try to do real work. I don't trust the quality of the work you're going to get from them.
Very long time was piracy.
They're not even equipped to be slaves.
Jeez.
Well,
the average Somalian has an IQ that hovers between 67 and 68, right?
Well, see,
which is quite literally clinically retarded.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing, and there's a reason for that. There's actual legitimate reason for that, right? Somalia, I believe, is Muslim,
incest.
Right? Yeah. And Islam does tolerate incest, which lowers the IQ of the population. So they are literally too stupid to actually do anything useful. if I was ruler of the world, I would gather them all in a field, right? I'll probably make them
this
break
can only
rocks.
end well.
I would.
What would you have them do?
Listen, all right. I know I'm making it sound bad.
Well, it started out bad. Let's see how it ends.
All right. Well, damn, now y'all just put me on the spot. But I'll make them break rocks because that's the simplest labor that they can possibly do without fucking it up, right?
They can mash the rocks to be included in the Haitian dirt cookies, and then we bring it all together.
Yeah. And yeah, we can just use that, whatever they smash, and we can use that for our infrastructure. That's manual labor that they're doing, right?
Yeah.
And yeah.
All right.
I was gonna make it a lot worse.
They are very good pirates. So actually what we should do is we should send them out onto the water. Well, I mean, they were doing well until ships decided to go armed, and then they got
correct. Guns stopped them pretty quickly.
But we can send them out to intercept all of the Venezuelan drug boats, and if they come back, no skin off our backs.
Well, then you get to smash rocks.
That's a great idea.
All right. Well, we solved it for you, Ferrum. Thank you for emailing, and thanks to our email and
what
voicemail
if they join them, though?
Contributed. They probably will
actually,
join
that's a
forces.
good point.
Have you ever seen that meme that's like, aha, we have it, pure retardium, the scientific guy, the science guy? That's how, once the Haitian rafts and the Somali pirate boats collide in the Caribbean, there you go, pure retardium.
The world's next superpower.
All right. Appreciate all the email and voicemail contributions to the show tonight. If you'd like to send an email or voicemail or text message, you can do that through the contact page on my website. Linked in the description as well. MattChristiansenmedia.com/contact. With that, we will catch up on Super Chat. We'll call it a night. And I hope I'm going to be closer to, I'm already over 2, but closer to 2 than 3. So that's the goal here. Okay. Tim says, those are 2 talking points that are really pissing me off when people say nobody's above the law and then basically say we're allowed or should be allowed to defy ICE. So you should be above the law and the supremacy clause of the Constitution. Pricks. Yeah, well, of course. Like,
yeah,
other limitations and rules for other people, but I should be free to do whatever I want. That's the entire framework.
Rule for thee and not for me.
Okay. This clearly
it's
is
the fact
P-hole.
that these people. It's the fact that these people have no principled moral framework, right? They just operate on pure feelings, what they want at the time they want it. I mean, you can even hear it in their chants. What do we want? Bullshit. When do we want it? Now.
Who gives a crap?
They all say that. They all say that. So, and
they are programmed in that way. It's
yeah.
This one is P-hole paper cut inspired.
Okay.
Duvier Verdel, I think is how I'm saying it. I think is how you say it. Sorry if I'm mispronouncing. I thought this was a Don Lemon joke, but it's about actual lemons. These are submissions for things that could theoretically be more painful than a paper cut to the pee hole.
Okay.
Sandpaper HJ with lemon juice afterward.
Oh my God, bro.
You've never been around bored Marines before. We get creative
Yes,
with shooting the breeze. I don't know. Okay, I'm not saying that would be enjoyable, but if you asked me, I first thing I would say, how vigorous are we talking? And how
we're going into you're putting too much thought into this, man.
Well,
you're
I'm just saying,
not dispelling the Matt is not gay.
That
thing.
would have to be so vigorous to be more painful than the pee hole paper cut. That's all I'm saying. This has to be a thorough. This is where Don Lemon enters the joke. It has to be a Don Lemon strength HJ. Don Lemon supplemented with lemon. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean,
wait. What if you like the cardboard paper? And then just hear me out, right? What if you laced it with lemon juice and rubbing alcohol?
All right, we're getting there. All right, I'm not saying this. I stand by my statement though. I think the pee hole paper cut.
I'm trying to.
Also, is it coarse grit or fine grit?
Yeah, that's true. We need to know
because that might sway me here.
Some variables to consider. Thank you, Duvier, and I appreciate the challenge because these are well. All right, that's a worthy nominee. It's debatable at least. Long Dong John, if Pretti was thrown in jail after his first attack against ICE, he'd still be alive right now. Weakness resulted in the left getting another martyr. That's true, yeah. If law enforcement had properly dealt with him, he would be alive, ironically.
Yeah,
true.
Or if they'd just broken more of his fucking ribs.
He'd be in the hospital, he'd still be alive. There you go.
Injured Guardian, Neil censors. Thank you, Long Dong John. Neil censors my pain answer, probably for the best. Oh, did you have a submission about what might be more painful than a paper cut pee hole?
Apparently.
You can email me if it was too vulgar for Neil's taste. Taker610, trade Minnesota for Alberta. Problem solved. Well, yeah.
Bingo.
Alberta, I want to go. Alberta seems awesome. I think it's basically Canadian Montana, from what I understand. So it seems like a cool place.
I mean, I would propose that Canada absolutely has to accept Minnesota, and our accepting of Alberta will be on a sort of conditional basis.
Oh, I think Alberta would fit right in. They're sensible.
I know, but until we actually, they're commie adjacent though. So I mean, you just got to worry about them.
No more than the rest of us. You're sitting in California right now. What the hell are you talking about?
I know. And I wouldn't accept. I wouldn't accept.
Your door.
You know what? Screw all of
yes,
that.
and look what we
just annex all.
And
of
look
Canada
at what we've
so
done
that
to
Alaska
Nevada
is part
and
of the
Arizona.
All right.
We just annex all of Canada so that Alaska is attached to the mainland, and we don't give them citizenship.
Okay.
You know, they're the next Puerto Rico.
Here's the thing. Here's one more thing, and this kind of irked me. Right? Everybody wants to make Canada the 51st state.
It wouldn't be a state; it'd be a territory.
Yeah, but they're forgetting all the provinces.
We're not letting them vote.
Yeah,
the way you said that just sold it, man. It's
no. All men are created equal except those faggots.
Bingo.
I mean, yeah, we always disrespect Canada. Sorry, Mark, but we hate you.
We do allow it, as I say.
I love Mark.
Yes, when it comes to communists of any stripe, I am on the Rafael Ganganowitz school of thought here.
I will say that I like Marx because at least it's not Steven Crowder, and the only reason why I don't like Steven Crowder is he's both French and Canadian, and well,
I don't think Mark is French. Yeah, I think he has that going for him. I'm not sure. He lives in French Canada though.
Oh my God, dude, come on.
Yeah, Montreal. He's really in it.
Montreal.
Yeah. Ha ha ha. You know, real French people.
I'm gonna have to come over there and beat the British into you.
Ginger Ninja's over on Rumble. He says Skulldugger is correct. The 50 cal projectile is much smaller, ½ inch, than the 12 gauge 0.81. Okay, so they're not the same diameter.
I thought they were.
They're
I know
also-
that the 50
so
caliber
they're also-
round.
They're also not the same diameter all the way through, and so once you get to
Well, that's
once the
true,
air
yeah.
hits the part where it thins down, you're going to have a rapid loss of pressure. So
The rim of the cases, the rim of the cases both work in 12 gauge, but the 50 BMG is in readily weak out of a shotgun. This might have come through a little bit odd, Ginger Ninja, but you're saying
I know for a fact that Demolition Ranch a while back set off 50 caliber rounds in a shotgun.
okay, so it's possible to do.
Yeah.
But that would make sense because the bore of the 12 gauge is wider than the diameter of the 50 caliber projectile. Although based on this, it sounds like it'd be a little loose. You know, you got like a 1/4 inch of play in there, if this is correct.
I don't think it's that much. But
This said, well,
maybe I'm wrong.
he's saying, you know, diameter on a 50 cal is like the name implies, ½ an inch. And he's saying that the diameter on the 12 gauge bore is 0.81 inches. So that's where I'm getting 1/4.
yeah, that'd be significant.
But I don't know. I'm just taking his word for it. I don't know the measurements off the top of my head. So
Yes,
anyway.
I agree with all of that.
Also says, to be clear, enforcing in blue states is fine, but he's got to take the head off the snake. Hence, I mentioned money and politicians. Not letting goons fight blue hairs in the streets and let the corrupt stay. Well, if you told me, like, hey, man, would you trade a few ICE raids in the Twin Cities or, you know, Portland or Seattle or whatever blue jurisdiction for the arrest of Tim Walz, the arrest of Jacob Fry, the arrest of any of these obstructors, I would take that. I would take that deal. To Ginger Ninja's point, I would take that deal. I think that's I don't know that you have to choose one or the other, but I do agree that it would be a valuable pursuit.
Yeah, if you see your leader, if you see your leader, metaphorically, Raj, in Minecraft, see their heads roll, I think that the rest of everyone might fall in line. Remember, in Minecraft.
Yeah.
On a private server.
Well, we did it. We're at 2:22, so I've cut some time off this. You guys have anything else you want to say before we're out of here?
No.
I did have one point of clarification, and that was when you were talking about Kurt Russell in a Western setting.
Yeah.
There's a movie called Tombstone.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I heard of that.
Pretty famous movie where
I don't think I ever
played
reviewed
White
that,
Earp.
but I'm familiar. Doesn't it depict the shootout at the OK Corral or something like that?
It does indeed.
Yeah.
And Val Kilmer plays Doc Holliday, and he's the best part of the movie.
You'll have to
I'll
forgive
be
me because my
Huckleberry.
Kurt Russell understanding is Big Trouble in Little China, and and The Thing.
That's a good one.
I've never seen either of those, by the way.
Yeah.
Those are both great movies.
Big Trouble in Little China was kind of fun. The Thing was fine. I know I got heat for not loving loving The Thing as much as many do, but anyway, all right, we'll call it there. Appreciate everybody tuning in live tonight. Appreciate our live chatters, our super chatters, everybody making the live show as fun and productive as it can possibly be. Thanks for putting up with this a little bit of a panel experiment here. We'll see how we develop this going forward with a little bit of format change. Thanks to you guys, Batman, Joshy, Skulldugger for sitting in. Thanks to our callers, our emailers. Thanks to producer Tim, as always, for his contributions. Everything show-related, MattChristiansenmedia.com or mattis.gay if you prefer brevity. I can't talk. I'll be back on Sunday. I'll see you then.
Good night.
Good night.